Morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks, and joining me today is my friend Eli Aquino Pineda of the Heritage Tribute on Instagram. He has one of the finest boot collections on planet Earth. I've been friends with Eli for quite some time now. He's a super nice guy and just has a killer boot collection, and we're going to
Thanks, man.
the whole thing. So, Eli, welcome to the channel, my friend. It's good to see you finally.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's an honor to be here with you. And
Absolutely.
and salute from Panama.
Oh,
Yeah, I live in Panama, Central America, so
awesome.
it is great to be here with you today.
Wow. That is quite the view behind you. My dad.
Yes, this is a view from my home. What you see here is actually the skyline of Panama City, right?
Oh,
And over here you can see this is part of the Canal de Panama. You, if we're lucky enough, we might see some cruises, moving around there and boats and stuff. And this is the Pacific right here.
cool. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That is breathtaking. That is an amazing view.
It is. It is. Panama is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I've been living here for 10 years now. I'm not Panamanian. I'm Venezuelan. I was born
Okay.
in Venezuela, and then 10 years ago we moved here. And this is a beautiful country. It's amazing. It's the perfect country to raise your kids. It's just so easygoing, quiet. The people are really great, and it's always summer. I mean, there is don't let those clouds fool you. I mean, it is winter time now,
Okay.
but outside is like 30, 32 grades, and it's just really hot the whole
Really?
year, right? Yeah. So yeah, it is nice, man. We're happy here.
I believe it. I'm so envious that you live in a place like that, like in the tropics, basically, with summer year round. Oh man.
Summer, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was funny. Last holidays, we went to Spain, and we went on summer to Spain, right? And everyone was like, "Oh my God, you're crazy! How summertime in Spain is unbearable. It's
Yeah.
so hot."
Hmm.
And we were kind of hesitant, Well, we've never been in Spain in the summertime,
Yeah.
but when we got there, I mean, it was really hot. But come
Okay.
on, we have that kind of hot in Panama all year round, right? So it wasn't that bad, is what I'm saying.
Right.
That sometimes we appreciate a little snow and cold. We don't get that much
Absolutely.
around here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, my oldest daughter, she lives in Puerto Rico, and so we're actually going to go visit her next month, in July sometime. We need to pick a week. But it's similar weather. I would say it's probably on about the same longitudinal
Yeah, yeah,
line.
exactly. Yeah, it's similar weather. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's yeah, a lot of clouds, but still at the same time, similar to Hawaii. Like, yeah, you'll get clouds, but the weather is just always beautiful, regardless. You might
It
get
is. It
rain.
is. It's
Yeah.
it's always hot. I mean, it's always warm. It's a great place. So you have a daughter in Puerto Rico. Do you speak Spanish?
Sí, yo hablo español.
Ah, muy bien, Del. No me habías dicho eso.
It's not something I talk about, and I did grow up in Ohio, so I am a certified gringo. But yeah, no, I did live,
Certified Greek.
yeah, I did live in a Puerto Rican household for about 3 years, so
I see.
I sort of absorbed Spanish through osmosis, you might say.
I see. Yeah, yeah. But with your daughter, though, you speak English, right? Or
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah. She's very fluent in both. In fact, when I'm in Puerto Rico, it's funny because I know Spanish. Like I consider myself fluent. I'm not native though. There's a big difference between fluent and native. And
Right, right.
there's times where we're in certain areas of Puerto Rico and we're trying to get around and ask questions, and we're talking to a local, and I just didn't catch what he said, and I just looked to my daughter, and she's just on top of it. She just
Absolutely, man. Oh no, and I guess kind of the same things could happen in English, but depending on which country, in Latin American country you go, it might change a lot the way
yes,
Spanish works out, right? And even for me, if I'm talking to a Chilean guy or Argentinian, there are some words and expressions and things that I just don't get, right? That's the beauty of language. And in fact, when I started the Heritage Tribute, I had an idea. This is a fun fact. The idea was to create a YouTube channel, right? to review boots and bags and heritage, stuff, the things we love in Spanish, right?
Oh,
So yeah, so I had this idea. I still do, but then I was digging in and I learned that it's not that easy. Let me explain why. When I learned about all this stuff, I did it in English. So I think I have the argon and the way things are described in English pretty well.
yes.
But when I tried to describe these things in Spanish, man, I can't. It's
So
even
hard.
talking to my even talking to my friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
the part of the boots. So one friend said, all right, so tell me what's the deal with the heritage boots. I was like, all right. So the way they construct, I start talking in Spanish, right? The
Mhm.
way they are built, it's really particular, and then I
Yeah.
start digging in the construction, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't know how to say welt in
Right.
Spanish. And I was like, the Goodyear welting, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm sorry. Um, how do you say this in Spanish? I mean, how do you translate shank?
Yeah.
A shank.
I don't
What
know.
is that?
I'll I'll be fully honest. I don't know how to describe any part of this boot. All I know is this is a bota. La la bota.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a bota. That's it. But then when you dig in,
I don't know the word
oh,
for sole. What would
suela,
suela? Okay. Okay.
suela, yeah.
How about do you know cap toe? Toe cap?
La puntera,
La puntera. Okay.
la puntera.
I
Yeah,
might
but I had to look for this,
yes, right.
La puntera,
What
puntera doble.
puntera doble. Okay. Okay, see. Uh could you call it a capo? Capo?
No, I
No.
don't know how to call that. You see, maybe my friends who's going to be watching this, maybe Carlos from Spain, Spaniard underscore DH, he might
Yes.
be, hey, come on, man. There are many words for this. You should know this. But I don't. I
I
don't know
need
how
to
to
have one.
describe a boot in Spanish.
Oh,
You know, the
la,
tongue, la lengua.
la lengua falsa,
Exactamente. Muy bien.
la lengua secundaria, maybe.
También, también.
El fondo.
Man, I have no idea. Probably. Probably. El fondo. I don't know. I don't know how to call that, man. Spanish. It's just
Ojos, eyes, ojos,
ojetes.
ojetes. Okay,
Yeah,
ojete.
but if you say that word in the Argentina,
Yeah.
ojete,
Uh-huh.
that means something else.
Is it a bad word?
Well, that's fascinating how language works, right?
It is, yeah.
Uh,
Yes. I love it. I could nerd out on language all day long, man. Oh man, I love Spanish so much. It's such an amazing language. I think about it a lot. It's really in some ways a perfect language because, phonetically you read it, every single letter gets pronounced. The grammar is so beautiful. It's like sing-songy. It just comes together. It makes so much sense. English, it's my native tongue, but man, even as a kid learning English, learning like the word though, though. It's like
oh yeah.
trying to teach a 5-year-old to pronounce this word as though, like thog. What are we trying to say here?
Right, right. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. It is fascinating.
Yeah, and like I think about our word get a lot because get doesn't just mean to obtain something. It means to become something. It means to arrive somewhere. Did you get there yet? Yeah, I got there. Did you get happy? Did you get big? Did you get I don't know. It can also mean to become things and it could
To
also
understand something, right? I got it.
yes. Yeah, do you get it? Do you get it? I don't get it. I don't get actually. It just makes no sense.
It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating. And you know what? When I think that belonging to a community like ours, right? It's and sharing a language because the boot world is kind of a language, right? It's you,
Yes.
you need to understand certain terms and words and descriptions and things. It is so good to be talking to people who understand what you're saying, right?
So
And yeah, I think I shared this with my wife though. I saw a video from Boots Pie that it cracked me, man. William, right? He said, how to know when you are a boot obsessed or something like that. When you have said the word patina more than 3 times in your life, that cracked me up, man. And my wife was laughing so hard. Now she uses the word,
okay.
right? So again, it's that sense of wow, we belong. in a place where we're sharing and understanding each other with
Yes.
this complicated language, right? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
100%. And you're striking on so many things that we could just extrapolate on and unpack. Because ultimately, what I see myself as on this channel, I see myself as somewhat of a translator. I'm trying to translate what this stuff is and bring it to the layperson so that they could understand it. And I'm still not an expert, but like, to understand the difference between this olive horse rump and
Exactly.
yeah, and the difference between, say, night and day difference, this Maduro shell, like
Yeah. For the not non-expert eye, those are two green boots.
right, exactly.
They're not.
Exactly, but they're not. They're not. There's so much nuance to leather, and it really is its own language. That's what I try to do. That's kind of how, at the core, you could look at my channel and say, "Oh, he reviews boots," but really, I see myself at heart as a translator. I'm translating this leather into English. Now, to do that in Spanish, it would be impossible, right? Like,
I mean, let me tell you, it's just it's hard. It's hard. So I was trying to find the jargon, right? The words in Spanish, and so here's something interesting. We in Spanish don't have the different layers of leather. So when you say quality leather,
mhm.
it always in Spanish, right? It always refers to the tanning process and the country of origin. So a great a great leather is Italian leather, right? But what is that? I mean, so what is Italian leather? But that full grain, top grain, um, suede, rough out, we don't have that language. I think in Spanish when you want to refer to full grain leather, you say cuero de flor, flower leather. But
Okay.
that's it. And that word will not come out from a guy working at a shoe store. That comes from a guy working leather every single day doing things like you do. And yeah, like leather crafting. So we don't have the descriptions. We still live by the genuine leather terminology. So genuine leather, oh, that's a good leather. When we in fact know now that is not necessarily the case, right?
Right.
So all these descriptions, the depth in
Yeah.
which leather lives,
Mhm.
we still don't have in Spanish. And I might be wrong. I mean, probably our friends speaking Spanish speaking friends watching this could help us, right? Understand if there are more words for leather, but not that I know. So kinds of leather. When you say kinds of leather in Spanish, you say, oh, cow leather,
Yeah.
goat leather,
Uh,
horse leather, but
right.
you don't talk about the variety of leathers that actually exist. So it is hard. I had to go and look for very old videos of Spanish shoemakers doing crafting the dressing shoes to really understand that the welt is actually called cerquillo or cerco,
Cer
right? Cerco or
cer-
cerquillo, right? It depends on which country you are from.
okay.
And of course, Goodyear welt, you cannot translate Goodyear. So it will be Goodyear,
Yeah.
cerquillo, cerquillo Goodyear. So it
Oh,
is kind of difficult to describe. And don't even get me started on stitch down, rapid stitch, rapid Blake stitch, Franzfugen, but I don't even know how to pronounce that. The other one, the
oh,
Norwegian
Belgian.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, that one. So it's not Norwegian. Is I think it's from Holland, right? That
Yeah.
type of construction.
Yes.
You, we so we don't have that in Spanish, man. I have to maybe it would be a good initiative to start procuring all these words and descriptions, right? Might
Yeah.
be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, it's funny. Let's see. I think this is a Velt shown, which my buddy
Yeah,
Mike,
that's one.
yeah, he says essentially all it is stitched down. There might be some subtle differences, but yeah, there we go.
It's
That's a
beautiful.
Velt shown construction, which
And
means
and I think Indonesian makers are using a lot of those, right?
they do. Absolutely. Yeah, they're killing it with the Velt shown, which they adopted from the Dutch colonists.
Exactly.
Um, and it's so fascinating. But that I want to go back to that word cerquillo. Does that come from the root meaning circle, maybe? Circulo?
So probably, but I think it comes from cerca, which is the thing that you so when you have cows and stuff and you know the barriers you put you las cercadas,
Okay.
right? The wooden perimeter that you put the animals in, that's a cerco or cerca.
Okay.
So it might be because of the perimeter. It is in the perimeter of the boot, probably. I don't know.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
that's the word. That's the word. And I had to look really deep to understand that.
Right, right. Absolutely. And you had to do some digging as a Spanish native to find that information out. So that's really important. And sometimes just naturally in my boot reviews, I do call it a perimeter. I'll describe the sole and I'll go around the perimeter of the sole. So cerquillo, meaning welt, would
Makes
make
sense, right?
perfect sense.
Probably makes sense. Yeah. We will have to ask maybe Andres. I haven't talked to him about this, right? But he
Yes.
absolutely again, my friend, full disclaimer, I might be completely wrong because I learned this stuff in English. Even
Right.
though English is not my native language, I
Yeah.
feel much more comfortable talking about this stuff in English than I do talking about this in Spanish. I struggle to describe my boots, my friend. So I said, oh man, that Spanish YouTube channel, it would have to wait
Yeah.
until I really get this stuff in my in my native language.
You'll get there. You'll get there. You're a sharp guy. I have no doubts that you could get there. And it's funny when Andres first reached out to me, I said, do you want me to do a separate review in Spanish? I could maybe try to do one in Spanish. He's like, no, no. He's like, I want it to be for the American audience. I'm like, oh,
Smart. I mean, smart. We do. So Dale, he's a very smart guy,
yep.
I think. Unfortunately, Latin America is huge. It's a huge market, right? But we're not that mature in the boot industry. That's why Bordon is such a great initiative,
Mhm.
right?
I agree.
We do have the knowledge about tanning leathers. Yeah, there we go. That's a beautiful boot, man.
Yeah.
That's the ocean
Yeah. This is the
free
ocean, the Save the Ocean edition.
save the ocean. Oh, amazing, man. That's beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
You see, that if you see that boot,
Yeah.
that is a boot that you might guess it was built either in United States, Europe, or maybe Indonesia. No, it was built in Colombia.
Right.
So and again, Colombia has a heritage on working leather more than any other country in Latin America.
Oh,
They
really?
really do know how to work leather. It is, I mean, Colombia equals coffee
Hmm.
and leather, right? Coffee and
Interesting.
leather,
Cool.
but not necessarily for the footwear industry. It's more for the apparel, I mean, jackets and wallets and stuff. Oh,
Okay.
but they do tan and process and have a great leather industry. So Argentina, they
Mhm.
have an awesome, a very, very cool and interesting leather industry, but
Yes.
it is not as marketed, it is not as supported by either governments or in the industry and even the population enough to rise, right?
Right.
So when I see initiatives like Bordon or Adelante or
Mhm.
Pereira, oh man, Pereira Boots,
Pereira.
those guys are doing something amazing,
Yes. Yes. I love
beautiful, beautiful. I'm
it.
actually trying to go there to Guatemala with my wife and go to Antigua, for just for a wife and husband escape, but also because I really want to go to their showroom.
Likewise. I need to get down there one of these days. Yeah, my wife and I, we love going to South America, and we went to Costa Rica on our honeymoon, and we go to, like I said, we go to Puerto Rico about once a year. And Puerto Rico is cool. I love it, but it's still the United States. It's like flying to Florida. A lot of people don't realize it. It's like I could get in a plane right now, be there in 2.5 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Passport, nothing. Just use my driver's license and get there. And yes, I completely agree with you on Pereira. And then the other one is Eugenia down in Argentina. I
Oh
was
yeah,
her, incredible work, and she's so
beautiful.
passionate. And I was trying to pick her brain about the different speaking, the terms in Spanish and how they translate to English. And she has books and stuff, and she shared with me some resources, but yeah, she said basically these words vary from country to country because, like you said, it's not standardized. It's like it is in the States, and then maybe in Europe, it's like sort of standardized across the UK and America, the Americas and Canada, but in South America, it's not. I don't think, and
It's
so
not. It's not. If she did share with you those resources, please, you might as well share those with me too. Again, she's
absolutely,
doing she's doing some great stuff. I mean, I love her Instagram account and the way she's working. It is really, really heritage style,
yes,
and that's what I really value about this. And
right,
even though we're still young in the sense of Latin American countries having a boot industry, there is a lot of potential.
right.
Mexico is doing great things. Oh, there she is.
That
That's
up is
amazing.
Eugenia. She's
Amazing.
killing it down there.
So did you had her here in the program or do you
Um,
have a conversation with her?
I'm planning to have her on for a real.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, yeah, because obviously, I mean, she's the
Oh,
only
that's
Argentinian bootmaker I'm aware of. So
me too. Me
yeah.
too. Me too. Yeah, that's the only one I know. Well, I know what's her name from Trickers. She's a master shoemaker as well.
Okay.
Um, she's amazing. I had the opportunity to chat with her a few times. And
Oh, cool.
what's her name? You have to. I mean, this is a very interesting industry. And
Yeah.
in Latin America, we do have an opportunity to grow this
Hmm.
stuff. I mean, but there is we need support and supporting more brands like Bordon Colombia. I'm actually expecting my Tucanos version 2 to arrive anytime soon. I'm
Oh,
actually
cool.
excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and we need to do that. But there
Yeah.
are so many boots out there, man, and so many options that if you go down the rabbit hole of the boot world, it's almost impossible to find an ending on it.
Right. It is.
So let me show you something I had. So today is my
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh,
So
happy birthday, my man.
thank you, brother. What a great birthday present that having this conversation with you
Oh,
today.
that's an honor. Thank you so much.
Of course, man.
What do you turn in 22 or?
Yeah, exactly. We say we say in Spanish when you ask certain at a certain age, we say, so how old are you? And we say, "Ticinco." It's like what do you mean? T5? That's enough for you to know. So I'm turning T5 as well,
25.
which means
Okay.
I'm actually 45 today.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations, my man, to another
Thanks, my friend.
son.
Thank you. Cheers.
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 Have a, have
And
yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh, I was gonna say, have a what's that cocktail that they have down in Peru? With the they have a special kind of brandy down there. I used to make
Peru.
them all the time. You take an egg white and you shake it up with let's see, Peru tail. Let me.
I can get a seco. Seco is a typical Panamanian liquor.
Oh yeah, it's called pisco sour.
Oh, of course, a pisco. Yeah.
Yes, have
Oh,
yourself some
amazing.
piscos tonight.
Beautiful. Awesome. So for my birthday, these arrived yesterday.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
so these are the limited edition of the Red Wing. So I'm actually the 4331. I don't know if you have heard of this, but this is a recreation of a boot that was designed. It was launched actually a few years ago in Germany. It is made out of the harness black leather,
Wow.
which is one of my favorite leathers around there. I had this leather in the amber harness. My first Red Wings, which by the way you sold for me,
Yes.
were in the amber harness, and I think this is one of the most supple and awesome leathers that SB Food Tannery had.
Wow.
And then this is the black version, right? And they have this green colored dead stock chain sole, which used to be on some lineman boots back in the 50s. So they had this recreation made and relaunched a few months ago, and I got a pair. The thing with Red Wing is that they have these really cool iterations only for the Japanese or European markets. So it is quite hard to get, hold of a Red Wing limited edition boots. So I got
Yeah.
lucky enough that some US retailers had a few, and I just picked one. And it's a
Okay.
beautiful boot, man. It's
Wow.
all, it's all black.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, definitely. I just love the way that Red Wing is honoring the heritage line by doing these,
Yeah,
resurrecting these old designs. They really are doing a good job with that. Yeah, I've had the
they
opportunity
are.
to review some of that, and yeah, to look at it at first glance, it just looks like an Iron Ranger.
It is an Iron Ranger, yeah.
Right. But that said, it's a special edition Iron Ranger, especially with that dead stock sole. That is really cool. I've never seen that sole before, but it's like an olive like cork, it looks like, or maybe
It
just a
is. It is. Yeah, yeah. It is a rubber, the classic combination cork rubber they have, I think.
yeah, yeah.
This version was made with the writers' room in Germany as a collaboration, and it really stands out. Red Wing, there's something about Red Wing that I know you're not the Red Wing aficionado, even though you do have your boots, right?
Yeah, I do
Um,
have some.
that's a great one, and in fact, those were resold, right?
Yes, yes, these were resold by Pablo at Dimar Shoe Repair.
Oh
Shout out
man,
to Pablo, who is
yeah.
not a South American. Don't let his name deceive you. He's a Canadian. But yeah, he slapped a new sole on there. I think that's a Vibram 430, and yeah, added a storm welt to it, or a split reverse welt. Sorry, yeah, 270 degree. He upgraded these big time. So
Did he put there a midsole as well?
I think he might have added that midsole. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but just beautiful work, and the way that he put this veg tan layer
Yeah,
heel stack, it sort of starts
outstanding,
wide here and tapers down. Really
outstanding. Yeah.
masterful work. Yeah, he's a really good cobbler. My local cobbler actually took a job with Vibram out in California, so shout out to cobbler Sonny, who's now working at Vibram. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah. So
I
he's
actually know his work because I own a pair, which I don't have here, of diesel boots that I got from a cool guy called Dale Leathers Work. And I
oh
think Storm Kudu with the what do you call it? The tip, the iron thing you put in here.
yes, the toe tap.
The toe tap. Yeah, he did that, right, for you.
Yes, yes, he did. Absolutely. And for those of you listening, so Eli and I are brothers in shoe size, and so
Yeah.
he has inherited some of my boots, and I'm more than happy to send them to you, man, because I know that you have just as much love for this stuff as I do. And I didn't want to move those on, but I just, my rotation, it's just out of control. I have so many that I love that I don't get around to. But yeah, here's a pair of Grant Stones, with the Triumph toe tap on.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
By
love.
Sony, right?
Yes, yeah. Cobbler Sonny put those on for me. So yeah, he is the man. Yeah, I need to learn how to install those myself. I think cutting into the veg tan outsole would kind of make me a little nervous. So
But you do have some experience. I mean, I wouldn't even dare to do anything to them. Yeah.
yeah,
Amazing.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Though I have friends that they knock out eyelets all the time and replace them, and Dave at the Vintage Future, he does that all the time. He'll knock eyelets out and put in new ones. So,
Really? No, I mean, there are some folks that really they do change. They change the outsoles themselves, like
yeah,
the Christy Vibram soles. They just peel them off and do those work at home. I can't. I mean, I'm not, man. I don't work like that. I wouldn't do anything to that compromises my
right,
boots. I
right.
love them so much.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm the same way. It's like I'll take a side of leather, I'll cut into it. I'm more confident with my skills in that department. But boot working, cobbler work, shoe repair, it's a different thing. It's a very specific thing. And eventually I'll get around to learning how to do it. But for now I'm just not there. So
And
but that's
and you know the thing is that here in Panama, so we do of course have cobblers, right? But we do not have cobblers that work with Goodyear welting machines.
okay.
So again, the problem, and I think I talked about this with take
Yeah.
once that us not being in the US or in, maybe European countries that have a more mature boot industry, it is a challenge, right? Maybe not in Australia. Of course, they do have Goodyear Welty machines, but even to get a repair of my boots, I have to send them over to the US
Okay.
to do even minor repairing, and that is challenging, which brings me to the next challenge that we have is sizing for the right boots. And I was watching last night a video of Take published his first
Shell.
call the shell, yeah, the shell Cordovan boots, indies that I sold him.
Oh,
So he is being inheriting my boots because all the boots that I bought in the wrong size.
right.
I
Oh,
fo-
wow.
I found it happens to be the size for him. Oh yeah, that's his collaboration, right?
Yep. Shout out to Take O at Bootlosophy for sending me these Fortis boots.
Amazing.
Love them. I believe this is a crazy cow coach leather.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is.
so yes, yes. And speaking of, I always forget to ask this. What are you wearing today? What boots?
Today I'm actually wearing Birkenstocks because I'm at home. And
Right on.
but for the afternoon that I have my birthday kind of party, I will use this
Trickers.
Trickers
Ooh,
by Division Road
yeah.
collaboration with the Trickers in
Yes.
the Natural Chrome Excel and Indigo Kudu, I think it is.
Ugh.
It's just
Those
beautiful, man.
those
Look at this.
haunted my
It's
dream.
Oh
Division
man.
Road just does some of the best Trickers runs I've ever seen, and Whites and Viberg. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
link to Division Road in the description below. Go check.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I am part of I want to believe that, but I am part of the Division Road our army out there. I'm a fan of Division Roads. And I am a fan of Trickers as well. I think out of the boots that I have the most, I think are Trickers.
Really?
Um, yeah, yeah. I really love what they do. There you go.
I only have one pair, but I absolutely love them. And I have some other
And that's the
pairs.
classic pair, yeah.
Yes, yes, this is the classic. And I have some Sanders that kind of went out of business, but I think they're kind of back again. They were basically in the same factory, I think, Sanders and Trickers, but they're the same exact quality, same exact workmanship acumen, if that makes sense. Like you could tell that they come from the same DNA, similar to Whites and Nicks. They come from the same DNA. Trickers and Sanders are of the same DNA. So I have a
Man, let me tell you, Trickers, I mean, it's just maybe I have this special connection with Trickers because I went to their factory with my wife. We were in London and then I sent them an email saying, oh, I'm in the UK. Can I go visit? And they were like, yeah, of course you can. So we humped in a train and we went there. And the factory manager, Scott, shout out to Scott, great guy. He gave us the best factory tour ever. I mean,
wow.
just being there in that historic, setting, building, and watching all those people, walking through 260 steps process to get a boot
Yeah.
like this. This is again a stow boot, right? In sign kudu. I love kudu, man. It's kudu leather is such a great leather.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And just seeing from there we go,
That sounds
seeing this from the clicking
yeah.
all the way to 160 plus, I think, processes, and then having this in your hand at the store, at the factory, I mean, it was just amazing. And I found that the fitting and the quality and the perfection, the English way of doing this is very English,
Yes.
at least for me. Then, of course, there's Northampton, which is a town full of, I think churches and Crown or Northampton and Cheney. I think there are many bootmakers are there in,
Mhm.
in, in Northampton doing this thing for more than 150 years.
Right.
So again, so that's why I think I have this connection with Trickers. It's the only factory that I have visited so far. I'm planning to do more visiting other factories as well, but this was quite an experience,
Oh,
and
man.
I think that's why my love for trickers has grown.
Yeah,
Um, my wife and I, because my wife is with me all the way, so she's getting her boots and shoes as well, and
nice.
we're walking this together.
Awesome.
Fortunately for me.
Thank God your wife is on your side. My wife, after about 10 years, is slowly turning around. In fact, the other day, she was home alone just doing some housework, and she decided to pull out her iPhone and she did a boot review. And she was basically just making fun of me. But she's like, and then this here, this stitch here, very nice. And then this feature here, it was hilarious. But yeah, she's definitely warmed up to the boot
Oh,
game
you
finally.
should upload that video, man.
Yeah, she put the caveat: do not upload this. This is not for you. Your eyes only. So this is about to time out. All right, and we
Here
are,
we are.
yes, round two.
Round two, yes. Oh man, this is so fun.
Yes, this is, man. You are such an amazing intellect. I love getting your insights into things, and part of what I really like about this podcast in particular, the Real Boot Talk series, is I'm fascinated by bootmakers and craftsmen, but I'm also fascinated by collectors because at my heart, that's what I am. I am a collector, and so seeing somebody with your enthusiasm and your drive to obtain really good shoes and boots. I love to pick the brains of collectors just as much as I do, the makers. And I'm just going through your boot collection now, man. I mean, for those of you who
Yeah.
are not following the Heritage Tribute on Instagram, you're doing yourself a disservice because look at this crazy boot collection this guy has. I mean,
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And you know what I really love about this stuff is that when you start collecting, at least that's what I think. When you start collecting boots, there are so many options, right? There are so many qualities and leathers and directions you can go with. And I mean, again, I can appreciate the simplicity of a Red Wing because it is a simple boot.
yes.
Like when I just want to go to the basics and when we're something light and simple and straightforward, I go to Red Wing. Then if I want to go a little bit more sophisticated, I can go ahead and pick up my let's say this is a Quan Shoemaker's boot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is almost a piece of art.
Yeah.
It's like I almost don't want to wear it.
Right.
So beautiful. I mean, the craftsmanship, the material. This is Mariam horse rump,
Yeah.
and the super sole grip, and the arch support, the detailing on this boot is just amazing, man. So if I want to go a little bit more sophisticated, I go and grab some of this. And both the Red Wing or my Thursdays or the DVA or Truman, they all made me feel happy. It's kind of weird. I mean, when I talk about boots, I always talk about from my feelings and emotions. I don't rationalize much. If we go there,
Yeah.
then you can have a kind of different discussion. But it's just about, for me, it's about how those boots make me feel, right?
Yes.
And they make me feel happy and good.
Yeah.
So, and of course, on top of that, then you get to be a little bit more rational in understanding the leathers and the construction and everything. But that's secondary for me. Does
So
that
true.
make sense?
So true. A lot of this is so passion driven, and it has to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. To think about it in such dystopian terms of like function only is so
Oh,
banal. You know what I mean? It's so drab and lame to say, I don't need all these boots. I don't need. It's like, yeah, I could wear a pair of, $10 sandals from the dollar store, but I have pride in myself. I worry, I pay attention to what I eat. I pay attention to exercise. I pay attention to all this other stuff. I pay attention to, education. We all go to school, we all get educated. We take all these other things in our lives so seriously, but then when it comes to material items like boots, we're just supposed to just only have them as a functional thing. They're not supposed to they're not supposed to excite us. There's this big discussion right now around like the ancient or not ancient, but old hundreds-year old European architecture and how it inspires people, right? The old churches, the old, castles, like they were built to be beautiful. And from that beauty that we were able to build and create, it inspires us, and it enriches our lives on a very deep level, a metaphysical level almost. And I think boots do the same thing. I think, why wouldn't you want to wear something that was beautifully put together, beautifully built with love and with not just attention to detail, but with passion. And it's, these European churches and old European buildings, their architecture just inspires you. And we look for that in food as well. If food is
Absolutely.
is cooked well with love and passion, you can taste that. And same with boots. And so I don't see why we should ever limit ourselves. Why not surround yourself with beautiful things?
Yes, and also support those who are crafting these things with their hands and putting all the sweat and blood and tears into something that, I mean, it's hard. I mean, when you I mean, I'm not a hand crafter, right? I don't use my hands to create things. I'm actually a consultant. I work. I'm a facilitator, learning and development. That's what I do.
Okay.
And what I do is learn and help people grow in their personal and professional lives. But I can really appreciate when I hold something that was made by hand, and
Yes.
that connection with the hand and the brains, and it's just so fascinating to me. And one of my friends said once when I started, so with this boot collecting, like for serious, for like really seriously,
Yeah.
I was already in Panama, right? It was like a few years ago. I mean, I've always loved boots, but it was only like maybe 5, 6 years ago that I went really seriously into it. And
Okay.
then he says, "Brother, don't you know where you live? You live in Panama, man. Are you gonna be wearing boots? You're gonna cook yourself there, man. What are you doing?" And I'm like, I was like, okay, so first, it's not like I'm gonna be walking on the streets at noon, right, with my boots, and it's not that I'm working in outside all day. In fact, I leave out of my air conditioning all day long. I mean, at home, in my car, at the office, in a classroom, is all air conditioning.
Right.
So it's not that crazy. But even if you wanted to go outside and into the wilderness or the city or whatever, these boots are so comfortable
Mhm.
that it makes sense. You don't have to live in a far away place or in the wild to use boots.
Right. Right.
And that takes us to the next thing, which is what kind of boots are you using?
Oh,
Right? The kind of boots and the comfort and the construction. You really have to know what to wear, when, and how, I think, right?
yeah.
And the boot industry offers a myriad of options,
So true.
right?
So true. And just to piggyback off that, I wore these to Puerto Rico last year. And I hiked through a Junque rainforest in these. So anybody that thinks that you need that you can't do cool like jungle hiking exploration in heritage boots, you're wrong, because that's I will only wear this stuff like when I'm living my life now. Like I don't care the temperature outside. I
And those
also
are crazy patinated, those boots, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
This is
Beautiful.
shinky dark brown oiled horse rump.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely ridiculous the patina that these took on.
Is that a T-core leather or
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, the shinky is so this is basically painted over the
wow.
yeah, and then you can see it really losing pigments all throughout the toe. I hiked probably 10 miles through the rainforest in these. Yeah, up really high peaks too. Just
Wow.
and I was comfortable the whole time, because these boots, they're not only grippy, but they also wick moisture. So it was raining on me. It
There you go.
was hot. I didn't care. I was at home in these boots, dang it. And same with these. I brought these down to my last Puerto Rico trip, the Grant Stone Field boot, and
Oh
snuck
man,
them.
the field boots.
Yeah,
Love the field boots.
absolutely. And one thing, we were doing this one hike. I forget where we were, but we were coming back, and for some reason we couldn't use the trail. We needed to walk along the sand, and the tide was coming in, and these just got drenched in ocean water. And I just rinsed them off in the sink, and can't even tell anything happened to them. So,
I mean, that is a killer design. I mean, Grandstone nailed it, man. I think the field boot is one of the most beautiful, detailed. I don't know. I just
yeah,
I find this a handsome boot. It's
yes,
not maybe not that versatile, right?
right,
But I mean, all this work is just so perfectly put
yes,
together. I can use this. I even use this as a, casual, smart casual boot.
okay.
I I I have used this, and everybody says, "Wow, man, those boots are just amazing."
They're
And of course, this is iteration with the Chrome Excel, which is we will talk about leather in a few moments,
yeah,
but this iteration in the brown Chrome Excel
okay.
is so perfect, I think, for
It really
this
is.
for this boot, right?
Yeah, just a masterpiece, man.
They
Beautiful.
nail it. They nail it. I have this one, and I have this in brown Chrome Excel and Earth, I think. Yeah, in Earth as well, around
Really,
there. And both, I can wear this
yeah,
all day long,
100%,
no problem,
100%.
like no problem. Which brings me to the one thing that I was interested to pick your mind in is sizing, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
again, wearing. So I think boots is all about the fitting experience. Having. So I found out, Dale. I have a confession to make. I found out that I was wearing the wrong size of shoes for more than half of my life.
it happens.
I
It's
was
very,
wearing the wrong size. It's the fashion industry. They don't teach us to really be comfortable in our footwear, right?
so true.
So it wasn't until I really got serious into boot collecting that I found out my true size, and I'm still experimenting with it,
Yeah,
right? So for instance, again, for me, a successful experience with boots begins with fitting more than design, more than leather's construction. It's just a fit, and it's a whole science. So I'm gonna pick your mind with something. So I love my indie boots.
hmm,
Absolutely. No matter what people say, I think these boots, these last, the True Balance last, particularly,
hmm.
is just an amazing last, right? And I had four pairs of indie boots. Two of them I sold to our friend Bootosophy Take,
Oh,
Master Take.
awesome.
Uh, yes, he's got two pairs of indie boots that I sold him. The Shell Cordovan Adai boot which is a collaboration between Alden and Broke, California.
Okay,
Beautiful boots. He
yeah,
just released last night a video about those, a review. And then the 405. I just sold them to him. Why did I do that? First, because he's a cool guy. Second, those fit me. I mean, I'm like you. I'm a 9D Brannock, right?
okay,
And so I got my first pair of indie boots in 8,
okay,
but it was a mistake. It was because I thought I was Brannock 8.5. Another
okay.
mistake that I made. Many expensive mistakes that I have made sizing, right? So I got them in an 8. So they fit. They fit me. They fit me well.
Yeah,
They do. I mean, because I didn't have experience with the True Balance before, I thought that was the fit,
hmm,
the
yeah,
one that I was feeling. And those were my 405s, the calfskin
okay,
indie boots. So then I got this reverse tobacco chamois
okay.
in size 8 as well.
Yeah,
There we go. The classic.
405s.
Is that the 405 or the 403?
Yeah, that's the 405.
405. There we go. So what I found out, and this is interesting, is the reverse tobacco chamois. I'm not even know if I'm pronouncing this the right way.
Yeah.
the chamois, right?
Yeah.
Because the leather is so supple, it contours to your feet better than the calfskin
Mhm.
and the shell, which is kind of a more strong and in temper
Yes.
leather, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. What is that?
Oh wow. You got
Oh,
fireworks
there we
going on back
go.
there.
Awesome. All right, special effects. So,
How'd you
what I found out was that this is an amazing fit for me, an 8BD in the
Mhm.
chamois. But then I got the Grandstone Ottawa, right,
Yeah.
in natural chromic cell,
Mhm.
and I was experimenting because I heard you say that we should go a full size down and one width up.
Yes.
So I got them in 8E, and
Okay.
they fit me beautifully.
Nice.
This is a great fit.
Mhm.
Now, when you compare these two boots,
Yeah.
they are almost the same size.
Yes.
The 8 and the 8BD in
Mhm.
Alden and the 8E in Grandstone, when you put them side by side, they are the exact same length,
Yeah.
but the volume changes,
Mhm.
which makes me think that my perfect size probably in Alden would be an 8E,
Yeah. Yep.
not an 8.5,
Yeah.
because it would be a little bit too long, but I haven't tried the 8.5. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm talking about?
Makes perfect sense. You're speaking uh exactly to my experiences as well. So yeah, so these Aldens are in an 8.5D, and I am a non-Brannick. And yeah, I so for a while I thought, yeah, these are a little long. Maybe I need a size 8D. And so I bought some indies in 8D once, and they were just a little small. I just didn't like the fit. So yes, these are a
I'm
little
sorry,
long.
in the same leather, in the same calfskin leather.
I got the 404 Indies, which is what they call kudu. It's not kudu, but it's a heavily oiled leather. And so yeah, I bought the 404s in a size 8D. I just didn't like the way that they fit. They were just a little small, a little narrow. So I have landed on the 8E now as being my ideal fit for both Alden and Grantstone, I believe. Now that said, these garnet shell cordovan diesel boots are an 8E, and I'm actually kind of undecided. I don't know if I like this better than the 8.5 in shell. So to contrast that, let's see. Oh, here we go. So here's some Maduro shell in 8.5D versus Grantstone 8E, and yeah, let's see. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's just a little. I don't want to say that there's an instep pinch here, but I can't wear these with super like thick socks. I have to wear these with thinner socks. But again, this is shell. Shell doesn't stretch. Um,
Exactly. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but when I look at them, it's like, okay, it's basically the same, but there's just a little less volume on the 8Es. And so I think with shell, my guidance might be the standard half down, but then on other builds, the full size down and up a width is good guidance. So I'm glad you brought this up because yeah, I'm not entirely convinced for shell that we should be using that strategy. That said, I mean these fit great. I have zero complaints, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So the main reason I sold my indies in the shell cordovan was shell is not stretchy at all.
Hmm.
So I can wear these chamois indies because
Yeah.
it's so supple.
Yes.
And the same thing with my 403s, which are Chrome Excel. Chrome
Uh,
Excel is so noble, so supple that it really molds to your feet. So I can experiment a full size down. Remember, with thin to medium socks, because in
mhm.
Panama I wouldn't use thick socks ever.
Right.
So these do work. So I kept them as an experiment. But
Oh,
I have to say that I am really curious to try the True Balance in 8E
yeah.
now, just to confirm that that is my size in Alden, which, by the way, I will keep supporting and buying forever
Yes.
because I think it's an amazing brand. It's an
Yeah.
amazing boot. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that period.
Yeah. They're an amazing company. I am proud to have that as an American heritage company. I hope they live on forever, truly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. there the controversy, which is part of now the live and the struggles that brands have to face now. They the
Yeah.
transparency and the this is part of the social media challenges, right? Which actually should inspire them to improve some things. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but there's no we can't deny the quality, the heritage, the design of the at least the indie boot. Yeah. I
Right.
mean, you can say service boots, and there are many service boots. You can say mock toes, many mock toes, and whatever, but that specific design
Yeah.
is so unique,
Yes, it is.
right?
Absolutely.
And the fit,
Yeah.
so forgiving, and
Right.
so yeah. At least with the True Balance, the Barry Last is yeah. I'm an 8.5D in Barry Last for sure.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
the True Balance, because of that wide toe box, I could play around a little bit, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking to that, I almost think that for this pair, I should have ordered them in a double E, not a
Double E. Oh
yeah.
wow.
And one thing that I've found, and this is interesting. Shout out to Dennis at Custom Craft. This is my
Ah,
Patina
on
Thunder.
my list.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Look at how hilariously wide that is, right? You actually don't sacrifice a whole lot by going up in width, I found. Um, like the heel, I didn't have any heel slip in these. Like they're, I wasn't swimming in them either. Even though they're hilariously wide.
You're
Um,
not using an insole on those, right?
no,
No.
no insoles, no inserts, no nothing. Just warm as is, and just, I mean, my foot was completely splayed out, comfortable inside these. I could hike in these. I could hike 20 miles in these, no
There
complaints.
you go.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think these are a triple E. I think an
Wow.
8 triple E. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. You don't really sacrifice a whole lot by going up in width like that. And Mario sent me these whites. I think these are an 8.5 double E, and I tried them on. Same thing. Like I'm an 8.5 D in whites typically, but by going up in width, I didn't lose anything really. Like they still fit really good. So
That's interesting. I was always hesitant to get into the double E's.
right, right. I think these are a single E possibly, and again, it just gives me more breathing room.
Are those whites?
Yeah, also whites. Yeah, yeah. Cinnamon wax flesh whites. And
Yeah, I have these whites, these cruisers and double shot,
oh,
brown double shot. Amazing, beautiful. This is a standard E, standard D, D width 8.5. And
okay.
what I found is the arch support on this is unparalleled. I mean, none of my boots, maybe Mr. Kwan's boots probably will be almost as supportive, even though I don't really need arch support. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody needs arch support, right? But having arch support like this, it really makes a difference. And what I was gonna
Mhm.
say is that this is a really comfortable fit. I mean, the 55 last, I think it's called.
Yes, yes.
Um, I don't imagine I wouldn't imagine going up in width
Mhm.
with this boot, but now that I'm seeing yours, I think that it might work.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said, with the diesel in shell, I mean, it is like I said, great fit. But I think maybe next time for shell, I'm gonna go double E. Hey, how's it going?
I have a visitor here. This
Uh-huh.
is Valeria.
Valeria,
Say hi.
hello, mucho gusto conocerle. ¿Cómo está?
Uh, there she goes. I really, you crack me when your daughter
Yeah,
appears. It's like, yeah, man, this is awesome.
yeah,
This
absolutely. Yeah,
That's awesome.
no
Uh,
talk is complete without a video bomb. You know what I mean?
of course, yeah, definitely. So th those boots you were showing me before, are those whites are all double E's or just
I think this one's a single E.
single E?
Single E. I think the size isn't stamped anywhere. Mario just sent them to me.
Oh, but Mario is one size bigger than you, right? Than
Yeah,
us.
Yeah, he's got a wide foot. I think typically he varies. He'll go from like 8 triple E to like 9D, 9E. He plays around with the widths a lot. And yeah, in fact the Iron Rangers I was showing you, I think these are an 8.5 double E as well. So pretty
Interesting.
wide, but again, like I wear these very comfortably, you know.
Interesting. Yeah.
I have no complaints going up in width. So
Very, very interesting. You see, these are MP Shermans in olive waxed flesh.
beautiful.
Oh man, these boots are,
Yeah,
I just love them so much.
I love all
Um,
flesh.
but you know, this is a very modified last. So you see, it's kind of a torpedo shape.
Yes.
And what I find is that the instep is perfect, the heel is perfect, the length. But then I always wondered, I could use a little bit more room, at the ball
Yeah.
of the foot. And but again, these boots are so expensive, and I'm living very far away. It's almost impossible for me to try boots and send them back.
Right.
So you have no idea how many expensive mistakes I have made,
Oh man.
and in sizing. I mean, it's crazy,
It's
and so I have to really dig in, watch videos and see and reviews and do a lot of research before I buy. But then I get a size which is this is good. This is 8.5D in white. This
okay.
fits me and it will fit you as well.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, what if I go one width up? And then
Mhm.
I see that sometimes brands don't go from D to E, though they do D and then double E. Truman does that.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to try an E width, but then if I go to Truman's, I always find double E's, and I'm saying, wow, is it double E too big? I don't
Yeah.
know. You
Good
you see,
question. Good question. Uh, Mark Albert, they did the same thing. So I got these in Shinky whiskey shell,
oh
and
man, I really need to try Shinky.
yeah, yeah, it's sweet. Yeah, it's a super. I love Shinky Tannery. They're really doing something special. But these are 8.5 double E, and again, no complaints on the fit at all. It's a little bit more roomy, but overall, like if I had gone with a D width, I worry that they would have been too narrow. So
But
that's
how did you know that it could be too narrow? What makes you think that?
just I was just looking at pictures of their boots and they just looked kind of narrow overall. And so I got some Coyote roughouts from Mark Albert, and those were in a standard D width, 8.5D, and they were a little narrow, right? But then I got the Kudu, the Forest Kudu Mark Alberts in an 8.5 double E, and I realized I should have switched this. I should have done the Coyote roughout in 8.5 double E. And the kudu stretches like you're saying. So I should have done the kudu in 8.5D. So I should have flipped. So I actually sold off both of those pairs. Because yeah, the Coyote Roughout, very stubborn leather, doesn't stretch, whereas Kudu stretches a lot. And
Right.
so
So I guess the main takeaway is when it comes to width, it depends. It will depend on the last, of course, and the leather as well. The
yeah,
the leather, the temper of the leather will make you feel more comfortable going up or not a width. For instance, if I have this John Lofgren M43s,
ooh,
right?
nice.
In the natural Chrome Excel rough out. I got this from our pal Carlos Spaniard underscore DH and Instagram. Shout
Yeah.
out to that guy. He's awesome. I actually had the opportunity to meet him in Spain, and we were chatting. We had a coffee, and I bought this from him.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. There we go.
Spaniard.
Carlos, Carlitos,
Carlito.
saludos.
There he is, the man
There
himself.
it is. There you go. That's him.
Super nice guy.
So yeah, that guy is a nice guy. He's actually helping me now because I'm trying. There you go. I'm trying to get into raw denim now, and that guy really has some knowledge about that.
Yeah.
Japanese raw denim, and that's a whole new world for me.
Yeah.
And so I got these boots from him,
Uh-huh.
and oh yeah, those are beautiful.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he
He
recently got
does
those perfect boots. Osmo, right? I
incredible.
think.
Yeah.
So I will say, so this is a very interesting fit. This is an 8.5D
Okay.
on the Munson last, right? So
Okay.
you know the Munson last is really roomy in the
Yes.
front,
Yes.
right? And so this is a real, there we go. It is a very good fit. I mean, the roomy toe box does not bother at all. I mean, it's the wider the better,
Hmm.
but you gotta have the right last
Yeah,
for that roominess. Does that make sense?
I agree. I
Um,
completely. Yes. Yes.
John Lofgren says that I actually chatted with him or someone from him. I was asking about sizing. He said that they recommend going true to size, which
Okay.
for us would be a 9.
Hmm.
But I'm afraid that a 9 would be too big.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
now that we're talking about this fitting and the roominess and all that, I don't know, man. Again comes the question. Maybe the best way to really understand if a boot fits you is to just try them on
yeah.
and have it. You have to experience the boot
Yes.
on your feet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you
So
sized exactly right. I think the half down for those was exactly the right guidance. My buddy Mario sent me some John Lofgren engineers in size
I
8D.
saw that review. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't even stand to have them on my feet. They were too small. So I had to sell them. Or, well, I didn't sell them. I traded a guy for these flathead engineers in 8.5, which are, I believe, more or less the same specs.
So the John Lofgren that you exchanged for those were those an 8.5?
The John Lofgren I exchanged were 8D.
8D. Yeah.
Full size down. Yeah.
Okay. 8D. Yeah.
Small.
Even
Yes.
though that's not necessarily a Monson last, right? Those use a different last.
These are a different last, but yeah, my standard guidance for John Lofgren is just the half size down.
Five size down, yeah.
And this gets into, I don't want to get off topic, but this gets into what do you consider true to size? I think maybe John Lofgren might, what I consider a half down, he might consider true to size. Truman for the longest time said go true to size. But their lasts are consistent with Red Wing lasts, which I just go the standard half down for Red Wing. And so different makers consider, a lot of makers I find say true to size, but it depends on your point of reference. So that's the problem, right? A lot of the times, that's why I try to bring up multiple brands and compare them. Like, hey, Truman is your Red Wing size. Like that's easy, right? Right. I would say also John Lofgren is that too. But then Alden and Grantstone and Viberg, we have this conversation, are these UK sizes? So you want to go the full down, maybe up a width, something like that. So yeah, true to size depends on your point of reference. My true to size, my 9 Brannick foot fits a 9 dress shoe perfectly. 9 dress shoe. So, but all US boots typically I'm on 8.5 in most cases, 90% of cases. So yeah. So
Even with the Oakstreet, no, you went half size down with the Oakstreets, right? With the field boots.
yep, and that's a good point. Oakstreet also says go true to size, but I say take your Red Wing size, standard half down. But if you're Red Wing, like I said, point of reference. I think a lot of these makers believe that they're saying true to size in good faith, but it just depends on their point of reference. And everybody's point of reference is a little different. That's why navigating sizing is so complicated.
It is. And let me tell you something. 8.5, let's say our size in Truman. Let's take that as a reference. So I am, as you, 8.5D in Truman's. So I have the my favorite of all times, Java Wax Flesh, which I find they will stay like this forever. I mean, everybody's posting pictures of their Java Wax Flesh patinated and showing the character and everything. Man, I'm never gonna get that.
Right.
I'm never getting that with my boots and my like. I always joke about this. I am living a never-ending breaking in period with my boots. I don't have a fully broken in boots.
Yeah.
I don't think I have one. Like all my boots are still breaking. Well, probably, I don't know, probably this one's the Truman Coach Ramblers.
Ooh.
Probably these ones are a little bit more broken in.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's just beautiful, huh?
Oh.
But to my point, this is 8.5, right? Now, the hardest, and I don't know your experience, but out of all my boots, the most heavy breaking in process I had with my
Smoke.
the smoke ramblers. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah.
This is so stiff, and again, I have the Coach Rambler, I have the Java Wax Flesh, I even have these BF SB foot tannery. I don't remember Abilene something. This is beautiful as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man,
That coyote
these
leather.
boots
Yeah. Yeah.
so hard.
You're my Panamanian twin.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Holding up the same boot.
But the
Yeah,
breaking process.
I agree. This smoke rambler is just very stiff for some reason. I don't know if it's was just a different quality of hide that came through the tannery, the Charles F. Stead tannery at the time. I don't know if to achieve this gray coloration they needed to use a different formulation of waxes and tanning processes. But yes, much very stiff. This is the stiffest rambler I have, in fact. So
Do
uh,
you have you tried one with Truman?
uh what do you mean?
Like an 8.5, 8E or double E.
No, no, I've always just I've either gone 8.5D or 9D in Truman. Yeah. Rugine horse rump are nines.
Ah,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, very nice. And yeah. I suspect, all their lasts are on the same scale. I could have gone 8.5 in this too. It is just a little bit more narrow, but that said, I am very happy with the fit. It's just a little long, but
Is that
overall
79 last?
I think this was their 55, or they had a narrow almond shaped last
Oh, I
started with a
see.
5. I forget, they don't do a lot of runs in it. But
All right, here we go.
right, we are back. Excellent.
And I'm having a blast. Thank you so much for this, man.
Likewise, me too, my friend. Thank you so much for taking the time today, especially on your birthday.
Absolutely the best.
When you get to turn how is it? T5? T5?
T5, yeah. It's important to have these kind of reflecting spaces and
And, and for those that don't speak Spanish, that comes from T5. That would either indicate 25, 35, 40.
45, exactly, with undetermined.
You just drop the first part of the decade off so that, it
Yeah,
it leaves more to the imagination.
exactly. Yes,
That way
yes,
you don't have to admit how old you are. So,
yes,
but
exactly.
but yeah, so I kind of wanted to ask you about some of your background and how you came into being a crazy boot collector like the rest of us.
Well, that's interesting. I've always loved footwear, especially boots. So when I was probably 12 or 13, I lived in Venezuela, in this very small town called Sarasa, which is like 8 hours from the capital of Venezuela, from Caracas, right? It was a small town, agriculture and open fields and that, and my friends and I, we were really hard metalheads, right?
Okay.
We yeah, we love. I still do. I am. Yeah, there you go. That's my hometown. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so it is a very small town, right? Almost Western style town. So
Cool.
we were the only. There you go. That's the church. Yeah, the Plaza Bolívar. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the we were metalheads, man, in a small town, very conservative small town, and we were all dressed in black and wearing with our Iron Maiden, t-shirts and Cannibal Corpse and this stuff. And and so of course, as a metalhead, part of the outfit was having leather boots, right?
Okay.
But the only leather boots we could hold on to at that time were these military kind of jungle boots, vulcanized boots, that you had from the militaria, and those were pretty much accessible for us. So then the love for boots started as a metalhead, right? In
Okay.
my youth. Then, of course, came along the classic yellow boots from Timberland. Who didn't have one of those?
Yeah.
We love those boots, and there was one particular Spanish brand called Panama Jack. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Panama Jack. It's kind of a yellow boot from Timberland. It is beautiful. And one of our friends had one of those brought from Spain. And man, the craftsmanship and the leather and everything was so nice. There you go. No, Panama Jack. Yeah. So we started digging and digging more and more about boots, and then of course we couldn't afford any much more than that. We were
Right.
young, very young. No, it wasn't until I after university I started working that I could afford going more into the exactly yeah into the heritage style boots. But first was the I would say the heavy metal world brought me somehow to the boot collecting years ago. But of course, I didn't know about heritage construction, anything like that. It wasn't until probably 8 years ago that I started experimenting with real boots. And my first boots were a pair of Red Wings Iron Rangers, the copper rough and tough Iron Rangers, which, by the way, I got in the absolutely wrong size.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, those. I got those, man. Because I was wearing the wrong size of shoe my whole life. I
Oh,
got those in 7.5D.
oh, ouch.
Man, those were constricting. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then so at the time, this is interesting. At the time, everyone was supposed, so you went to online chats and groups and this and that, and you read, and people were saying, oh, you have to man up. You have to use those boots will break in, and you have to use them tight, and then they will mold to your feet, and they will become your part of yourself. No, man, it's absolutely not a good advice. Not a good advice at all. Do not buy boots hoping that at the breaking progress, you will have the perfect fit.
Yeah.
It is a mistake.
Mistake.
They have to fit well since the beginning, right?
Completely. Yeah.
Because hoping that the leather will stretch, which by the way, it doesn't really stretches, right? It molds.
Yeah.
It was my mistake. So 8 years ago, I started with the Red Wings, and then of course I exchanged them, and from then on, I started experimenting more and more. I one brand in particular that helped me really understand the heritage boots was Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, yeah. I mean, those guys are doing something amazing.
Yes.
Having the heritage construction of a classic boot in such accessible pricing.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are doing something great, I think. And same thing goes to the VA. I really like. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
DVA.
and that's the new last, right? That's the
Yeah.
King Storm last, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Storm King. Yep. Yep.
Storm King, yeah.
Yeah. And then let me grab some DVA. Heck yeah.
And the DVA, there you go.
Yep.
That's your collaboration, right? Your collab, yeah.
Yes. So actually, this one was a different one. This is my Aero edition.
That's the arrow, yeah.
collab. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. So this I believe they call Dust.
The dusk.
It's the same boot, cap, toe, but yeah, this one's Dust. So same padded back heel stay. Love it.
It is an amazing work, Dale. I think I wish I had, when I was starting this journey, the opportunity to get access to boots like this. At the time, we didn't have that. You either went to, the very expensive Aldens or Mark Alberts or whatever, Allen Edmonds, which by the way, I haven't tried yet, Allen Edmonds. We will talk about the different brands options that I still have to try. But we didn't have that. I don't know about yourself, but in my case, I didn't have access to this variety of boots and brands before, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I did try a pair of Allen Edmonds and they were small, man. I was actually shocked. I think they were 8.5E. I can't remember, but I reviewed a pair and I was gonna sell them for a buddy of mine. And yeah, it was crazy how small they were, how constricting they were. That they're really built on classic narrow dressy last, similar to Johnston and Murphy. Very constricting fit. So I definitely don't have a Alan Edmonds sizing down at all yet.
I see, I see. Yeah, but again, it was a matter of what I had accessibly, and then Venezuela has this really for the last 24 years complicated political, social, economical situation that is really it's a barrier, right, to experiment with importing stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until actually I got to Panama that I had the opportunity to gain again access to different brands worldwide, and that's when I got serious on collecting boots. Actually, it was thanks to moving here to Panama that I'm starting to do that. Even though it is expensive to import, and then if I get the wrong size or something is wrong, send them back to the US. It's quite expensive. It
Wow.
is much more accessible than being in Venezuela at the moment, right? So that was it. Basically, the metal head movement got me into boots. Then of course the military, right? Having those vulcanized jungle boots, military boots, and then the Timberlands, the Red Wings, and yeah, and then scaling up
Wow.
from there. And I still feel that I don't know much
Yeah.
because it is so big.
Yes.
The and the offer, the new wave of bootmakers now are doing such a great job. I mean,
They,
Parkhurst, Caswell,
yep.
Christian Daniel. I mean, those guys I haven't tried. I don't I haven't tried Caswell, Christian Daniels.
Mhm.
What else around there? Parkhurst I do. I just got my natural horse butt
Ooh.
Delaware, a beautiful, it's
Wow.
just amazing. And watching your videos, I found out that there is actually a little bit of shell in here. So
Oh, nice.
I learned that from one of your videos. I think it was the review that you had with Takos
Yeah.
Delawares. Yeah.
Yeah, we could
So
do a replay of that right now. I have my graphite horse rump right here. So if you missed the take interview, here's horse rump, Mariam graphite horse rump. And then when you flip it over, most of the shell is cut already, but
there you go.
you can see this is all like standard horse rump all through here. And then the shell is you're starting to get into the membrane of the shell
Yeah,
here.
you can see it. You can
Yeah.
see it. It's amazing.
Yes, yes. So all these little really saturated or dense fiber areas, darker areas, that's shell. So
It's cool. It is
yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
And I think I have some spots of that in on my Delawares.
Okay,
Um,
very good.
and again, this is Parkhurst. I
Yeah,
mean, such a great job,
yes,
right? Improving more and more and investing, researching, finding the best ways to bring offers to consumers.
right.
I think these guys are my heroes, man. Just
Absolutely. Yeah,
just
shout out to
doing what.
Black Waxy Parkhurst.
Oh man, that's
Um,
black waxy. Oh
yeah,
man, that's a beautiful boot.
yeah. Near indistinguishable from Stead Suede. He didn't tell me. I think this comes from a Spanish tannery. So, but
Yeah,
it smells actually like Horween Chrome XL in some ways, and the feel exactly like Stead's Waxy Commander. Exactly. So, shout out to
yeah.
Andrew. I hope you're watching because we
Oh
love
man,
you.
Andrew, you're doing an excellent job. All these guys are doing an excellent job. I
Oh yeah,
um
definitely. And yeah, you could probably see the shell better on this
yeah, yeah.
macchiato horse rump, Mariam. And yeah, you could see the shell pretty prominently in this area right here. That's all.
What are you planning to do with that?
Kilties, but I could always order more and I could always make other stuff with it. So, but for now, kilties and I think pretty
Yeah,
standard.
like
But
this?
yes, yes. Oh man, you got the
Awesome.
cuffs on.
Yeah, man, of course.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, the last cuffs you just sent, this very thick one. Oh man, this is just a tank.
Yes, yes. Is
I
that
don't I don't I don't remember the leather. What is it?
oh that's Hazel Sedgwick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my favorite belt leather. I have some of that here.
Are you making belts out of that?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is my favorite leather for a belt. It's
Oh,
hazel Sedgwick.
wow.
Yeah. And then I take the tail that I don't use for the belt, and I can make about three single cuffs out of it. And they're the best cuffs I've ever made, hands down. So
Wow.
yeah, Sedgwick. It's a UK based tannery, and it's just so waxy. So there's no stretch whatsoever to this stuff, and it just makes for the best cuff, period.
Well, Dale, you have been evolving your business as well really fast, right? You started working with the bags, which
Yes.
man, I swear I'm gonna get one of your backpacks soon. We have to do another talk, real bag
Yeah.
talk then, because you have no idea how many bags I have, and oh man, my wife is a saint,
Oh,
definitely. She's 10. I don't know. I don't know how she does that. I mean, I have more bags and shoes than her, collection is just ridiculous. Man, this is love,
so
definitely.
it's okay. I think guys that collect leather goods, particularly who have an interest in a variety of leather goods, are have a special kind of intellect, and it's not based in materialism either. It's based in appreciation, understanding, application. Like each one of your bags you use for different things, I'm sure. And I'm also a bag nut too. So boots first and foremost, but bags always gripped me. They got one of my first,
Oh man, that's my favorite. Oh
yeah,
man,
emerald
such
jet.
a beautiful bag.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Wow.
Yep, I love making them. It takes so long though, but I love making them. So yeah, it's
So you have been evolving a lot with your business as well. You started with these bag projects and then moved to cuffs and belts. And do you
yeah.
think you will end up doing boots?
That is a great question, and the answer to that is yes. Hopefully, I hope to one day make boots, but it'll be a Dennis slash Lars sort of business model where it's going to be me making them one by one in in this here workshop here. So it's
Exactly. Yeah, and
going to be hard.
having yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Because I see that you have been gaining all this knowledge
Yeah.
on sizing, lasts, leathers, fit.
Yeah.
Man, I know that you have a collab. You have not only one collaboration, right, with DVA. You had another one too.
We just did the one Arrow edition one, but I'm happy to support them anytime. They send me stuff to review and to announce and stuff like that too. So yeah, we collaborate a lot. Mostly I use my channel as sort of an outlet for brands to communicate to, my audience and hopefully uh get the word out as to, the sizing and what they have coming down the line in terms of builds and leathers and stuff like that. So yeah, so I talk to Gustavo all the time. He's a super cool dude. I love that guy. Yeah, so we don't have another like Dale's Leatherworks collab in the works at the moment, but just stay tuned because things could always pop up. You never know. So,
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
Even and with having this relationship with different bootmakers, not only American bootmakers, but Indonesian and Mexico, man. Leon is I that's my next trip. I really want to go there and meet the people at Le Farc and visit the tannery. And I was talking to someone at Thursday as well to see if I can get the experience to get to know the people behind uh,
yeah,
those processes. And it's fascinating.
yes,
And it's so accessible. It's right here, right?
right, right,
Maybe getting into do a collaboration with Red Wing or Alden or these big brands, kind
yeah.
of difficult, right? But these
It is.
small boot makers are open to maybe have those conversations, I think.
They are. They are. A lot of the time they are. And man, you're super well traveled. I'm super envious because so you grew up in Venezuela, you moved to Panama, and you go all over Europe and everything. I mean, that's like my dream. I dream of going to like visit the Charles F. Stead Tannery and
Oh man.
yeah, my buddy Kevin at Caswell Boots, he just visited Law and Horween, and I regret asking him about that because we just did a talk the other day. That was a missed opportunity. We realized after we shut the talk down, oh, we were supposed to talk about your tannery visits. So, but we can live vicariously through, Nick at Stradwise. He's always traveling to these different locations and documenting what he does there. He got to go to Horween, and I hope to do that eventually myself too. I mean,
Absolutely. It would be a really good experience.
yeah.
And I think the voice that you guys what you guys are doing for the community is really valuable. I mean, you, Takeo, Nick at Stridewise, the guys from Stitch Down,
Mhm.
um, I mean, Boot Spy, who else is out there? Many of you are really teaching us how to be better collectors and better consumers as well. Because
Definitely.
even though you don't want to be a collector, right? But you want to choose the boot that you need. Now more than ever, you have this a lot of information, reliable information, thanks to your work.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's very valuable what you guys are doing for our community.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
it all started just because I had these questions and I wasn't seeing the answers. So I decided to sort of start uploading videos, see how they did, and sort of, like I said, translate my experiences to other people that, hey, they're about to spend $700. Like, are they going to make the right choice? Like, like because I've made mistakes too, expensive mistakes, and I'll probably still continue to make those expensive mistakes moving forward. I'm not beyond it. It's a complicated moving world, the boot world, the new companies popping up everywhere, the new lasts, every company has a slightly different scale. It's just there's so much to know, and
Absolutely.
easily fall into these mistakes, and that's what I hope to have saved people some money.
Oh, yes. I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
You, I would say that you and Takeo had really helped me choose the right boots many times. So
Good.
that is a fact. I mean, I'm talking about my experience.
Yep.
So it is good to have you guys doing this stuff and to continue doing it because
Hmm.
not only you're giving us information, but also you're giving a voice for those new shoemakers that are, doing their best to bring to the world this craftsmanship, this art,
Yeah.
because this is an art, man. When I see
Right. Right.
when I see this, I mean,
Oh yeah.
this is this is beautiful. I mean, this is outstanding. This is a Trickers collaboration with Ansons in the UK. There were
Okay.
only a handful of monkey boots made. I think it was like 100. I don't remember.
Wow.
I mean, this is a beautiful boot, right?
That's some sort of veg tan.
It is. It is the classic acorn. I'm sorry, I don't know if it is veg tan, but it's the acorn leather. I think it's calfskin
Okay.
that is the Trickers is known for. They don't really say where they source the leathers, but
Oh, that's a guarded industry secret right there. Nick at Strata
yeah,
tried so hard
yeah,
to figure it out, and they
but
they tell him to kick rocks every time.
exactly. But that's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
as
no, that's
long as
good.
they keep doing stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
This is beautiful. And then we go to Mr. Kwan's
Ooh.
Mr. Kwan show. Again, we need to help these guys
Yeah.
to be known,
Yeah.
right? And not only these guys, but DVA,
Yeah.
Thursday. You don't need to expect to spend $700 to get a good pair of boots.
Right.
That's my belief. I mean, yeah, there are something synthetics in it. Okay, that's fine. I don't get too passionate about those things. I think
Yeah.
it's most about how they make you feel,
Right.
how the
Right.
boot is constructed, and
Exactly.
that's it.
Yeah. Exactly. To expect a Viberg at $200 from DVA is it's not going to happen. They're sourcing
No,
their leathers, from Lafarque. They have a large scale operation. They're pumping leather out. It's really good quality. Is it luxury level quality? No. But, so like I say, with Thursday and DVA, you're getting a factory made shoe. This is factory feel, very good materials all throughout. But then if you want to go through Dennis at Custom Craft, who's making handmade boots or quan, uh, handmade is going to cost you over $1,000.
Yeah.
Just how it is, but it's basically bespoke at that level, and so you're getting 100% customized luxury materials all throughout, and no corners cut. But for something like DVA, yeah, this is a solid boot for $200. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that that this variety of options are available
Yes.
for not only for so there's this term used entry level boots. I
Mhm.
don't I mean I don't think I'm an entry level, but I am not hesitant to buy any Thursday boots right now
Right.
because they're cool. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're great. They're absolutely great. Yeah, I have my military boots in the other room. My Thursday, I think they're called Explorers. Yeah, those things are so badass. They're like tactical
they
boots.
are. They
Oh,
are. And again is the choosing, is the options that you have out
yeah.
there that makes the difference. And for me, it's about how I feel every day. So do I feel like I want to be, using something refined
Hmm.
because I am having a, well, then I'll go ahead and pick my triggers or my right or my Delawares. But I need something to kick out the day around. I'll get my mock toes and my red wings. It's like for instance, this is a fun pair of boots, man. This is
Cool.
yeah, these are the what do they call the Red Wing what's the name 8208
Okay.
in the rough out. It's kind of a pinkish
Ooh.
color. I got a pair for my wife and I, and it's so fun
Yeah.
to
Those are
use these boots around,
th
you
those
know.
those look like the pair Ryan Gosling wore in Fall Guy. Have you seen that movie yet?
No, I haven't, but
Okay.
he's a Red Wing aficionado. I've seen many pictures of him using Red Wings around.
Yes. He does.
And again, Dale, this is a an extremely
Those are the
oh
ones
that
he uses.
oh that's a rough out as well, right? Maybe
Yeah.
that's what is that? The Abilene?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Again, you see, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's
Yeah.
fun. And again, simple construction.
Right.
There is nothing out there
Yeah.
as simple as this. I mean, what do you got here? You got an upper,
Yeah.
you get a welt,
Yep.
you get some cork,
Yep.
you get a shank, and then the outsole. I mean,
Absolutely.
that it can't get more heritage than this, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely.
This is simple. Now, if you take this Pacific Northwest construction and
Yeah.
compare it with this, of course, man. I mean, this is
Tan.
absolutely overbuilt. This is a boot for life. This is
Ab-
an amazing boot, but it is, I mean, it serves different purposes. Does
Right.
that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I'm the more I look at those, the more I like those Red Wings, those rough out mock toes. I don't have anything like that. I've lately been tempted also by the Red Wings, the rough out ones, not the copper rough.
Oh, the man, fun. These boots are fun. Red
Yeah,
Wing, I mean, in at the price they sell for, it
right.
is a very good value,
Yes.
right? And they
Yes.
have so much variety. Again, in Europe and Japan, they might have some other options that we don't have that access that easily.
Right.
But these rough outs are cool.
Oh,
And again, if I feel like having fun and throw something on really quickly and go out and kick around, I get my mocktoes and that's it. And then if I want to go in a mocktoe style, but a little bit more built into it, these
mhm.
are the White Sperry Select,
Ooh.
right? In the I think this is the Charles F. Stead Crazy Cow Coach, I think it's called. It's a pull-up leather, but it
Okay.
is so this is again very simple. There's an insert here, but very simple construction. It's a Goodyear welt
Yeah.
construction with a I think this is what is it called? A storm welt, I think it is called. Yeah, it is storm welt. It's not a I think it's
Okay.
not a
Yeah.
flat welt.
If you hold it up, I can maybe see it. Yeah. Yep. That's a
Stormwell, right?
yeah.
Is it?
That's a Stormwell.
It's not a split reverse because the split reverse is this one, which has the raw
Yes.
edge.
Yeah.
But then
Exactly.
again, this is a mock toe. This is a
Right.
mock toe. These are two different mock toes. this is there's more hefty in it. It's more heavy
Yeah.
boot. It's built in a different, in a more, I don't know, structured way, I think. And the leather is heavy, and this is a great boot. And by the way, talking about the leather real quick, this is Charles have said crazy cow coach or something like that.
Yeah,
Then
crazy.
if if you look this closely, it looks almost the same as the Coach Rambler.
Wow. Yeah, it does.
Like it is the veining and everything, and but I understand that the Coach Rambler is more of a shrunken suede, right? It's
Yes.
not really the leather. This is supposed to be the leather.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm still the Crazy Cow versus Rambler. It's very similar in
it
appearance.
is.
I think Crazy Cow is plated with more wax on the surface. I think.
Man, let me tell you, I'm holding this,
Yeah.
and then they seem almost the same.
Right.
Almost the same. Of course, they describe this as a pull-up, which is a pull-up, right? You can see the oils
Yeah.
moving around. And on the Ramblers, I mean, you can also see the oils moving around, but
Yeah.
I think it is for the even for the expert eye, I could get confused watching these two leathers, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Crazy Cow, and there's no pull up on this particular example because it's just so plated in wax. I'm trying to show pull up. There's none. It's just so it's like yeah
Right,
versus
whereas this one is actually described as a pull-up.
yeah yeah absolutely versus this Rambler also doesn't
No,
have
not at
pull up
all.
at all. So,
Not
but
at all. Yeah.
that said, yeah, Crazy Cow versus Rambler. The Rambler is a little bit more naked. You could see into the fiber, into the
Amazing.
grain a little bit more as compared to this. This is just I could tell whatever they did, I think they really took an extra wax layer and just buffed it down, buffed it a lot.
Yeah.
So shine, no shine. Shiny,
Shine nor shine.
not
So
shiny.
this probably brings me to a question I have for you. How do you care for so many boots, man? I mean,
Oh,
so not so many boots, but the
yeah.
question would be so many leathers. It's
Right, right. That's a good question. Well, for Rambler, for example, I do nothing.
oh, nothing at all. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. If it's like a matte leather like this, like these DVAs in dusk, I also do nothing. I think the leather will speak to you when it needs conditioned. Shell often will speak to me. I hear voices in my head, and like this garnet shell, I think it needs a conditioning. It's just sort of looking a little lifeless at the moment.
Right, right.
So I would use some Venetian leather balm on there. For Chrome Excel, I will condition Chrome Excel as well. But it all depends on the tannage. If I were to take a conditioner to these, they'll just darken up. They won't have that same vibrance about them anymore. And so I'm not gonna take anything to those. I just let them ride. It all depends. An oily rough out like this, probably in 3 years, I'll decide to maybe give it a coat of something. But I'm very hesitant to condition my boots. Unless
Me
it's
too.
I'll condition shell with Venetian all day long, but and Chrome Excel, but I'm very hesitant now to condition boots because I just you just don't know what's going to happen.
Me
Um
too. Me too. And but yeah, it happens the same to me. The only boots that I find myself treating more are the Chrome Excels and these Badalassi Carlo Veg 10. Oh man,
okay. Would
I
you use on those?
love this leather. I
Nice.
love this leather. I just use Venetian shoe cream. I This is
Okay.
my go-to. There you go.
Yeah.
These have gained so much patina. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Beautiful.
this is the only pair I have in Badalassi. I'm looking forward to get more of these tannery
Yes.
because I want to experiment. Now I think I am at a point on which I really want to experiment with different leathers. Oh yeah, that iteration is amazing.
Grant Stone field boot.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Badalassi Veg Tan, insane. Yeah, this is one of my favorite leathers for footwear. It's just so sturdy, so much stand up, so much temper. great support.
Exactly. I love the temper. I
Yeah.
love the aging.
Yes.
It is a very, very unique, and the smell is just awesome. I think this is one of my favorite leathers, even though I only have one pair of boots on Badalassi Carlo.
Yeah.
I think the rank goes for me. The rank goes Chrome Excel.
Hmm.
Natural Chrome Excel for me is
Ooh,
my favorite of all.
that beautiful
I
one.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it in the smooth side. I love natural Chrome Excel in the rough out,
Ooh, yes. Yes.
right? It's just an amazing and leather. And then
Yeah.
my second favorite leather would be again with Horween, the flesh, the Java wax flesh, wax flesh that Horween have. It's
Yes.
just amazing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Right. Yeah, I could grab a side of it real quick. Yeah, let's see. I got some cinnamon wax flesh here.
Oh wow.
And man, this stuff is there's no wonder Truman fell in love with this stuff. It is so luxurious, so oily. And they pigmented the opposite side, the reverse side. So this is the smooth side. So your natural Chrome Excel,
Amazing.
yeah, that's this side of it
Yeah.
basically. Um, and so if you have any, here's some color 8 Wolverines. Essentially, if you look on the inside, you see the rough. All they do with wax flesh is they take that rough side and they treat that as the outer layer of the leather. Whereas the smooth side,
Amazing.
for these, they would have pigmented the smooth side. And then
Amazing.
that is
That
the,
that that is a very handsome leather. I really like it. It's tough,
yes,
tough as hell. I mean, wow. I can't
in a summer.
see anytime soon getting a decent patina on these boots.
Oh,
With
yeah.
my rotation, I don't think I will anytime
Right.
soon. But I'm enjoying. Yeah, exactly that. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting some good scuffing back here on these cinnamon wax flesh whites. Yeah, but wax flesh, don't let the rough out fool you. It's very smooth
Very.
until
Yeah.
you break up the nap. And then
Absolutely. That's what you know what one of the main reasons I haven't got into the Patina Thunderdome is
yeah,
is I can't commit
yeah,
to using a pair of boots
right.
for 6 months. I mean, I probably will in the future because I like the dynamic and the experience, right? It's you
Yeah.
participated with two pairs, man. You're my hero.
Oh,
I mean, I just can't, and I
yeah.
and also when I do, exactly, yeah, those are amazing, man.
Right.
When I do participate, if I do,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna pick a pair of boots with such a hard leather, because
Right.
there's no point.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of dedication. My recommendation, enter one pair, wear that pair every other day, and then work in the rest of your rotation throughout the week.
Yeah.
But don't go into it with the idea of wearing two pairs every other day. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake on my end. Trying to do two.
But
So,
those turned out very cool, very good. I saw
oh
the pictures, man.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, they were a lot of fun to wear for the Thunderdome. I was hoping for a little bit more of a dramatic patina, but that's okay.
Are you planning to go again?
Yeah, yeah, I'll go again next year. Yeah, not sure what I'm gonna use yet, but I'm definitely gonna give. And we're
All
back.
right, here we are. Oh, who's that?
Speaking of video bombs, this is Axel. He's my mechanic.
Wow,
Yeah. Say hi,
so
Axel.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's a Maine Coon. He's only 4 months old, but
Really, he's huge.
yeah, he's getting big already.
Oh wow, such a beautiful cat, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah, they're super exotic looking. So yeah, he's very affectionate too. He gets moody if you don't pick him up too frequently. So he's over
That's
here crying
awesome,
for me to,
man.
yeah, he's crying for me to pick him up. So thankfully, he doesn't take much of an interest in my boots, though. Every morning he knows ritual time. Like I get out of the shower, he knows that I'm going to change into my boots, and he waits for me to start lacing my boots up because he likes to attack the laces. And so he just goes nuts trying to attack the laces as I'm lacing them up. So that's his morning routine.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky because this one here, let me show you. This one,
Oh,
she's 10 years old. But
oh,
this one, when she was young, she destroyed one of my bags. And well, she's still here. But I think
neighbor.
cats are, I guess,
Yeah,
not that prone to destroying stuff, I think.
yeah,
Dogs are a little bit more, you know.
yeah. Dogs, they smell that leather. They want it, They it's programmed into them instinctually. It makes me wonder, and it's funny you mentioned that because I wanted to bring this up with my talk with Phil. I was leaving on a trip one time and I was outside, I was taking pictures of my black Chrome Excel kilties, and we were gone for like 5 days. I forgot that I left them out there. And we have like raccoons and stuff that will try to rummage through any scrap that's laying around. When I got back, the I don't have them anymore, but the black Chrome Excel kilties had like tooth marks in it, like the raccoons were trying to eat it.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them. The smell on those, man, if I could have them as a breakfast, I would.
Absolutely. But there must be some like acrid chemical or something in there that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
put him off because who whatever was trying to chew on it didn't chew on it for very long. That took a few bites and was like, oh, never mind. This is gross. I'm out. So,
That's hilarious, man. That
yeah,
is hilarious. I mean, you know, smell is something in leather is something really particular. I think it's one of the main appeals of leather,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
I have this Blue de Chuff. Let me see if I can grab it. I have this Blue de Chuff bag in veg tan leather. Let me show you. And this one right here.
Ooh,
Man, let me tell you something. These French leather, I mean, the smell of this, it's just unreal. This is online,
okay.
and they use veg tan leather for the body of the bag, and then for the straps, it's also veg tan leather, but the suppleness
Yeah,
of this being a veg tan, I think this is tumbled or something, or but
yeah.
and this being a veg tan so sturdy,
Hmm.
it makes you, you know, wonder. I mean, leather is such a complex and unique material, and the smell.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I you enter my house and there's this scent all over. I mean, my closet, everything smells like leather. It's just something amazing. This is a great. I saw that you have your first
I
Blue
do.
de Shop backpack,
Yes.
The Woody backpack. I have
Yeah.
two of those.
Oh, do you? Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah, the 25 and the 30 liter. Oh man.
Oh yeah, yeah. So badass. So nice. So well done. Yeah, they source their leathers from I think French and Italian tanneries. Though they didn't name them, but yeah, the heritage of Italian tanning in particular goes back so far. And these are like family recipes if you want to think of them like that. And you really get the heritage from those leathers. Like, yeah, anything I have from Mariam is just opulent. You know what I mean? Just next level. And yeah, the smell. I mean, old.
What is that? Is that Mariam
Yeah,
horse rump or
this is the graphite horse rump.
oh the graphite?
Yeah, yeah, unreal. And then yeah, the macchiato that I just showed. It's just got that amazing luminous glow to it, which that's partially what I like about Badalassi too, is the glow that
Yeah,
it gives off.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
the orangey glow.
Outstanding.
Yeah, unreal.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
You have I think you order the iron boots
Yeah.
in the shell, right? In the Italian was it Mariam shell?
Yeah, they're doing those in yeah, I believe it is yes, Mariam Shell.
The Grillo something,
Oh
the
yeah,
gray
Grigio. Yeah,
Grigio, yeah.
Grigio shell. And that's one thing I wanted to mention earlier. I grabbed my Grigio horse rump from Renav Goods. And in this pair, so these are an 8.5, but I think I went up to a E or a double E in these. And the volume in the foot is great. And we were talking about going up in width, how it doesn't normally cost you much in terms of compromise, in terms of fit, but the heel on this is so wide.
Right.
This going up in width for the heel at least was a mistake. This heel I could definitely do with less volume back here, but in the toe vamp, it's absolutely perfect.
Because could it be that that is not it is not a combination last? Because sometimes when you have this combination last, the heel is a little bit narrower than the front, right? And then you can
Right.
play around with.
Right. Exactly. And like you were saying earlier, your Aldens are a B D. The B is in the heel, B width in the heel. I think for me anyways, going up in width is always good, except for in the heel. Like I could always use more room in the vamp. But these whites, for example, yeah, these are 8.5 double E. And the fit is just perfect. I could go with a D width in whites as well. And I think part of the reason is I don't think they necessarily increase the heel very much. I could be wrong, but the heel on these is perfect. The heel on these Renav goods is very much, I mean, just a ton of
I mean,
more.
how can you work out that? I mean, if you have a wider heel than you need, is it possible that using an insert, like a heel insert, could help? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, possibly, possibly. I do make those. I do make heel half insoles out of thick veg tan, out of thick Herman oak veg tan that has solved a lot of guys' fit issues. So like I say this all the time. Like when people want to order my thick insoles, it's like you're really rolling the dice. Like good luck, because those boots better be off by two full sizes. You know what I mean? And you want to size them to the boot, not to your foot. So, but like I can't imagine having a boot that would need that amount of volume of an insole in there that would make it fit right. But that's why now I offer the half insoles that just come across either, just for the heel or somewhat into the, I do the long
Awesome.
too that come
Yeah.
midfoot too. So
Those might come very useful.
yeah,
Very useful. I have one of your thin leather, veg tan leather insoles. They are great, man.
awesome.
I use them with the John Lofgren, and because again, the Munson last is such a wide and voluminous last that I
Yes,
can play around. It
right.
depends on the thickness of the socks, and then the ins. You can play with comfort with usage. I mean, it's a really accommodating last, and your inserts
Mhm.
fit really well in the John Lofgrens for
Oh,
me for my feet.
awesome. Awesome. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad they worked out. Thanks for sharing that, brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Well,
I love them.
always makes me happy when we could solve fit issues together.
Oh, absolutely. And there's not much quality insoles out there that you can buy, veg tan insoles. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah,
it is something that we need.
right. That's why I started offering them because I go out, oh, this boot fits a little loose. Let me find some insoles. They're all like Dr. Scholl's or whatever. They're synthetics and they end up getting nasty over time. It's like, come on, no, no. Guys in our lane, we want veg tan. So give it.
Yeah, yeah. And not only because I mean it's healthier, I think, using the veg tan. Again, the synthetics and everything, it's comfortable and it depends on what are you going to use them for, right?
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely not really against synthetics. It depends, right, on what you're going to use. But if I were to choose, of course, I will go with the veg tan. Absolutely, no, hands down, I will do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, it really molds to your feet. Now,
Yes.
again, you have to be patient, right? Yeah, it's a work. It's something that you have to work.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah. See how that molded? And to contrast that with a new pair. So this is what it looks like. This is the thick Herman Oak one.
Wow.
That's what it'll look like when you get it. You stick that in your boot, you start wearing it, it'll form to that. So boom.
Is that your insert? Is
Yeah,
that your yeah?
yes, these
So
are mine. I
wow.
actually use these, yeah.
So it impresses me something. Like, can I see again the footprint on that?
Oh yeah.
So how much space you have in the front?
On that pair that I had these in, I actually sold them because they were probably a full size in length.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if your boots are missized and they're large, then you can expect to see that. So, But yeah, I also use them in these Willys loggers. Yeah, I also have them in here. So there you go. Toes a
Oh,
little bit
that's
closer
yeah,
to the
that's
front.
more like it. Yeah, but you see the space in the front is not as big as the other one, right? Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. So yeah, Willys
So,
leather.
oh man, that I have I'm looking forward to getting one of these monkey boots.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I do use them myself. I played around and yeah, the medium was perfect in these. If you're off by a half size, I recommend the thin if you're off by a full size, or in this case, I mean there's just so much room in the instep and everything. The medium made sense. And that said, if you want to use the thick ones, man, better be off a size and a half.
Yeah, I don't. I wish I could, but I don't think I have a pair of boots that big. Though,
Yeah.
my mistakes have been always with the sizing down.
Yes.
I always get a little smaller than I really need.
Right.
Not I haven't been having experience using a bigger or buying a bigger shoe than I
Yeah.
should use. And but again, it comes to fitting, man. It's just
Right.
and that brings me to one of thing that you went to the Patina Thunderdome last year, right?
Oh yeah, the boot camp. Yes, yes, I did. Sorry, I was just looking through your collection again. I wanted to talk about these in a second, but yeah, we could
Ah,
talk.
yes. Let me look for them. Let me
Okay,
ask. Yagna, ¿me puedes traer unas botas que son verdes, que como gamuzadas, trickers? Y mi esposa me las va a
wait.
traer. All right.
Yes, this way. Con what'd you call that again? The
Gamuza. Gamuza.
camusa. Okay, okay,
Gamuza. Yeah.
cool. And
That is, I think, Charles F. Stead.
yeah,
I don't remember the name of it. I have to look for it. Did I describe it there? I don't remember.
no, no,
No, I didn't.
there's
Oh man, I love those boots.
yeah.
Those
Oh,
are hands down my favorite boots.
yeah, so amazing. Just incredible. Um, but yeah, yeah, the boot camp was a lot of fun. Were you considering going next year?
So absolutely, I will. I'm doing everything I can to see if I can go this year to the Stitch Down boot camp. I couldn't go last year, even though I won. I won tickets to enter. Well, I think it was Caswell. Kevin gave
Oh,
me tickets, yeah, but I couldn't at the last moment. I had to cancel
wow.
work it,
Yeah.
work stuff. But I'm looking forward to go this year
Yeah.
because I think it is a number one, an awesome initiative, right? What a
Mhm.
great initiative to know people, to get the community together, and to meet the makers, and have a sizing experience. I think they had sizing there, right?
Yes, they did. They did. That was super brilliant to do that. Yeah, and the overall experience, it was overwhelming. Like I didn't even sit down for 2 days straight. I was just up
Really.
people, yeah, the whole time, just meeting people, talking to people, made so many good connections and yeah, Ben, he had it probably the worst. He probably didn't even sleep for those 3 days.
Wow. Yeah, man. Amazing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I was really glad that in particular, there's a Mexican brand. The name escapes me at the moment.
On Mark.
Unmarked, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Those boots I got to try on, and I'm normally an 8.5, and I tried on their 8.5s. They were all small. I definitely needed a 9 in that brand. So anybody listening, considering some unmarked boots, they're phenomenal. Uh,
Including me.
yes, yes, absolutely. And I was talking to the lady there, and she knew Brett Viberg. They like go on vacations with their families together. That is so random.
Wow.
She's like, "Yeah, here's us at this resort in France." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I know Brett. Yeah, we hang out all the time."
Wow, amazing. You see, that's fascinating, man. Again, and having the Stitch Down Bootcamp is an opportunity to get together all these great minds of people that are entrepreneurs, brands with you know a lot of experience, sharing their knowledge, sharing, and again, being able to be together. I think that's something unparalleled, and that's something I want to experience.
Right.
And it's not that far. New York from Panama is, I don't know, probably like 4.5 hour flight.
Really?
Um, yeah, it's really close. So the thing is that I just have to, manage my working schedule to get there. But I am almost positive that I will be there this year. I'm
Cool.
convincing my wife to go with me as well.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, absolutely. And unmarked, man, I'm looking forward to getting the monkey boots. The what are they called? The Archie boots. Wow,
Oh
they have
yes.
some amazing makeups.
Yeah.
Um, and I think Will from Boot Spy, he reviewed them. He said those boots are something else. They are doing something really unique
Yeah.
over there.
So,
Those, yeah, man.
okay.
I love monkey boots. I think it's one of my favorite models.
Yes. Yes.
I find myself having, how many do I have? I have all of them from Trickers though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, monkey boots are from Trickers. I have three makeups from Division Road and Trickers, and then the other collaboration with Sons. And yeah, monkey boots. I think
Yeah.
those I need. I don't. I
Yep.
haven't experienced. Those are the Thorogood, right?
Thorough good monkeys. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. Love them.
Not really easy to find right
Not right
now.
now. Yeah.
They have a new makeup. They released a heritage line I think this year, but I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not sure about the construction of those.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's possible they might have cheaped out. Red Wing does it. They have their Heritage line, which is phenomenal, and then they have their Work line, which is just factory made. You could get them on sale. Yeah, I have a felt.
I have the sense that this new batch of Thorogoods are like that. Not like yours.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, this
But
is.
then again, there is something, I'm sorry, that we can do, and I've been thinking about it,
Yeah.
is getting one of those and then having them sent to a really good cobbler, like like Sonny or the guys at
Pablo or
Pablo, yeah, Pablo,
or Trenton and
right?
Heath, like the Trenton Heath, those guys, those.
Trenton Heath or our friend Aaron, the Revive Shoe Repair in Los Angeles,
Yes.
Beatos Leatherworks. I mean,
Yeah.
those guys are artists, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you can get if you. So this is an exercise I want to experience sometime.
Yeah.
Get a pair of Red Wings, which this is a must have. Everyone should experience having an Iron Ranger on a mocktail, right?
Yeah.
If you hate the fact that has no midsole,
Hmm.
you don't like the neocore soles, or you don't, just send them over to rebuild them and then you will have a perfectly functional tank
Yes. Yes.
built as you need it using these guys' experiences, which is like that one.
Yep.
Exactly. Like
Exactly.
that.
And my advice is maybe wear them for a couple weeks, get a good 10, 15 wears on them, and then have them resold with the new one. Because my experience with getting a brand new boot resold is might take away from the organic process a little bit of the break-in because they were this leather the upper was built onto an original sole, and then to slap a new one on, it might be sort of a shock to the leather to have a resole before it's even moved or flexed at all. So my advice, yeah, wear them for like a month. Even if you hate the sole, just wear them, wear them, wear them,
And then send them.
and then send them. Yeah, get the resole, and then from that point, the cobbler can work with the boot after the upper has broken in, and it's a little bit. I think it's easier on the cobbler as well if it's got some wear on it. Because just thinking from my own experience, I mean, this is splitting hairs. This isn't a hard and fast rule, but when if I were to get like a new bag or something and change something on it, it would be a little bit of an interruption of the natural flow of how the materials are supposed to go. You know, a new thing isn't meant to immediately have all these new augmentations put onto it or changes. So my advice, yeah, just long story short, just wear the boots for a few weeks and then get them resold. That
Yeah, have them customized.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That is the closest we can get to a, bespoke sort of say, because you can choose the leather, the midsoles, the outsoles. You can choose many things, and these guys are doing excellent jobs doing. I mean, these guys are professionals. They
yeah,
know what they do, and they are doing it right. I
yes,
think it's great to have them as well in the community.
def
These are the Castorino. So the name of the boots. This is a country boot, right? A derby toe cap.
okay.
Sorry, you can see the collar there. Yeah. Here. So this is called Earth Castorino. It's a suede. Oh man, these are my absolute favorite trickers boots
You're
right
gonna
now.
the tears with those things.
Wow. I mean, it's
Me hace llorar. They're so
me
beautiful.
hace llorar. They are. They are. And I got them on sale, man. Can you believe that? I mean, it's just,
What?
yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And they have another version in blue, the same Castorino, but in blue, I think they still have some. Man,
Wow.
ah,
Unreal. Yeah, just don't even wear them. Just use them as a pillow. Just sleep on.
absolutely. And again, this the detailing, the brogues
Yeah.
and again the storm welt. Yeah, it's only after you get a lot of different makeups that you start appreciating these kind of details.
Yeah.
Um,
So true. So true.
uh,
And talking to you about Red Wing, for a while I've always loved the mule skinner leather that they do. I'm half tempted to order some Iron Rangers or maybe even some mock toes in this mule skinner leather. Yeah, Red Wing Heritage. Yeah, Hawthorne mule skinner. Really cool rough out. The only thing stopping me from doing it is I have Trumans in desert rough out that it's more of an ivory off-white color. These are more of a tan, so it wouldn't be a complete replication. Not to mention the Iron Ranger and the Truman are they are different. Like, in shape, the Iron Ranger has the bump toe, the Truman does not. The Iron Ranger also has this like slant at the throat, whereas Truman's are straight. So slant and slant. So
yeah, but Dale, I agree. I think you should. I mean, man, you're talking to the wrong guy
yeah,
here. If
I
if
know.
you, if you need encouragement not to spend money, this is not the guy, man.
I know.
I'm
I
sorry.
know. We're
My
unable.
advice is just get them because I am hesitant to get the Mill Skinner as well. I know they look kind of the same, but they're not the same. And
Yeah.
particularly the Moleskine are that leather, that rough out. I think it comes in the slate, which is the gray. And
Yes.
then that tan color, man, those look amazing. I was gonna buy the mock toe in the slate Moleskine, but then it's so hard to find right now. I think they are discontinued, and we can find them on eBay. But I'm
Yeah.
always hesitant to get used boots from unknown sources.
Yeah.
But that leather, man, oof, I
It,
think is one of Red Wings or SB Food Tannery's best iterations
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
You should
agree.
get them, man.
Yeah, I agree. I love them. I'm probably gonna pull the trigger after we.
If you don't like them, I'll get them from you.
Yeah,
But
I'll send it down to you. Yeah, it's no big deal.
it's absolutely. What I will I really want to try though with Red Wing is two things. Number one, I want to go and experiment with sizing. So I am an 8.5D in Red Wing, but I want to go 8E,
Okay.
and especially in the mock toes, right? Because the mock toe, I have three pairs of Red Wing mock toes. I have these ones. I have the Alpine, what is it called? Man, I'm terrible with names. The Alpine Portage Alpine Red, beautiful iteration with the black outsole.
Okay.
Um, and um, and I have the classic 875. And what I have found is even though they fit really good and they are kind of tall, they have this tall wall here.
Yeah.
Um, the Red Wing, yeah, those love those boots. The
I'll
leather
find
is
Portage.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alpine Portage, yeah.
Yeah. You had it.
And yeah,
Name.
and what I find is that they are roomy, but they are narrow.
Okay.
So if you compare these Mocto with the Perry Whites, same size, you can see the difference there, right?
Yeah.
In the toe box.
Yes.
So what I want to do is maybe experiment with going down to an 8E and an 8 and then up a width. But again, Dale, when you go, I think it's my opinion that when you go to Red Wing,
Mhm.
you should expect a simple heritage experience with the shoe. I mean, you're
True.
holding right now a very this boot is a very elaborate and complex design, and you can feel it when you wear it, even though it's light, right? Because it's light.
Very lightweight.
It's not that heavy.
Right.
But when you wear those boots, you can see there is, I don't know, details and you can feel the finesse
Right.
of a construction that you absolutely don't have with the Red Wing, and that's fine.
Right. Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, most noteworthy on this build for me is the bumper. Wyatt calls it the bumper, but it's this panel that most, standard mocks don't have, which is this bumper thing that comes up and connects to the mock stitching. And
That
so,
is one of my favorite parts. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you just have an added layer of protection there. That's
I
what
think I think Red Wing had a version of the Irish setter or something like that with kind of the same bumper.
okay.
Field boot, yeah.
Yeah,
But again, it is when you try a Red Wing, you have to be mindful that it is, in my opinion, all right? In my
yeah,
opinion, it is a simple heritage basic style. It's like going back in time to the 1920s, and
yeah, it is.
and that's what I like about. I mean, in the 1920s, probably having a PMW boot,
Hmm.
it was also common, probably having all these layers and stuff.
Yeah,
But this is more of a, I would say, luxurious
yes, it
feel
is
to it.
luxury.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is a luxury version. And yeah, like you said, they're overbuilt. They're built more than they need to be, in order to provide, in order to kick logs, in order to chop trees down, and to be able,
Exactly. Exactly.
to rappel up and down from branches and stuff like that. Like,
So it is absolutely not fair to compare
yeah,
this with this. It just makes no sense at all. I
they're
mean,
different worlds altogether.
different worlds altogether. So I guess when you have high expectations before you buy something, having high expectations can lead you to great deception, because you have to be clear of what you want before you
Absolutely.
buy. Then
Right.
you will be happy with your purchase, and that goes all through the different tiers of offering that we have out there.
Yeah.
Again, there are so many. I haven't tried the Indonesian brands yet.
Okay.
I haven't tried the Japanese. Well, maybe John Lofgren is kind of a Japanese made, but I haven't tried these other high-end brands like White Cloud or
Oh
what's
yeah.
the other one? Clinch, and
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. Here's a pair of my Fortis in olive and Mushio horse rump, I believe. Yeah. I believe the whole thing is horse rump. But yeah, Fortis, like $600, and it's
Ridiculous.
completely handmade.
Wow.
$600. If,
Wow.
if you go through Quan, something like this would be more like, 12, $1,400. But yeah, for the Indonesian, like you're getting the same materials and the workmanship is the same, and they just charge less for their time. It's really crazy. Truly, it's insane. That's why I'm so happy to support them, because they're so enthusiastic about what they do. They love it. They're passionate. The passion comes through, and yeah, that's why I just love the Indonesian makers. Here's some Renav goods, or are these
Oh
Tahura?
man, those are
Yeah, these are Tahuras.
outstanding.
Yeah, double horse front.
Love those. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and these are very similar in design to the John Lofgren. I forget what they're called, donkey punchers maybe, or let me pull it up. But I just saw the I was on the John Lofgren
Yeah,
web.
because it's the combat boots from John Lofgren are toe cap, but it's kind of
Yeah, yeah, they
similar.
they have a boot that looks almost identical to this. Where is it? Come on. Yeah, men's boots. Let me pull it up.
So this kind of drives us to the thing of who. I mean, it's inspired design, but
Yeah,
who has the rights right to the models, and it's kind of difficult right now
it is.
to
Yeah,
have an extremely unique design that someone else hasn't tried before.
yeah. So
It's something like I would say only like Alden and oh yeah, those
they call that
Ludlow,
Ludlow boot,
Ludlow.
and
Amazing.
it's
Beautiful.
very similar, I think.
Half
Possibly.
the price,
Yeah,
same quality.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Though, oh, the pattern is quite different actually when I look at the patterning, but still, similar like almond toe on there. This might be the model. I'm not sure. I think there's a different model. I saw them recently, and I'm like, oh, those are very similar to.
But I'm telling you, this similarity you will find all across different makers and models and designs. I mean,
Yeah,
if you think about it, maybe the only ones that you could say are closely to an original design would be probably Alden with the Indies
yeah,
and Red Wing with the mock toes and the Iron Rangers. Those are and Trickers with the Stow boots, the country boots. But
yeah.
then from then on, it's every bootmaker will have different leathers, different sewing construction, maybe style, but it is all pretty much the same.
Right. Yeah, and I was talking to Kevin about this too recently. It's like what, you know, give it enough time, some of these makers are gonna reinvent some of these styles by mistake, without even having been inspired by the original model.
That's the
So
M43.
yeah, the M43, very, very similar, I think. But again, like who has dominion over a plain almond toe boot with a ring?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. I
nobody.
think what comes to play is number one. Number one is the leathers, right? The leather selection, the clicking, and
Yeah,
then the quality of the construction, internal aspects that now that we have a rose anvil that opened our eyes in terms of what it's inside a shoe, which I
yeah,
greatly appreciate, right? I really like his channel and what he's doing. I have learned so much from him. um, it's like a whole new level of knowledge. So we have now consumers more aware. We have consumers more interested in getting to know what they are buying and why they are buying it. And that is awesome. That is great. And again, as we spoke earlier, it is a challenge for brands to keep up with that.
yeah,
But again, it's a great opportunity if you learn how to listen to these reviews and conversations that are happening around the boot world.
definitely.
I think the new makers have a blue ocean still, right? A
Yeah,
blue ocean to experiment and to offer. And traditional makers, they need to listen and start doing some changes.
I agree.
If they want to still, be around for another 100 years.
Yeah,
And I'm talking about Alden.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, again, I
they will.
support them. I love them, but they
Be
need to
around.
exactly that's the OG man.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to listen to what people are saying out there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I go into there was a shop in Baltimore that sold Alvins and Trickers for a while, and they'd have on display the boot cut in half so you could sort of see what's on inside of it. But never before, YouTube and social media and the internet now is like a hive mind of consciousness. Like all humans can now plug into this vast network of information that's out there and really get a good like overall sense. Because think about how many people walked into that physical shop, probably 50 a day, whereas Rosanville uploads a video and it gets millions of views, and that's how he justified in his history, his historical video when he cut the German jackboot in half. The Smithsonian has like what, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of visitors a year, whereas his video gets way more than that. So in a way, he's doing a better service than a museum could do by showing the
Yeah,
history of the
yeah,
boot. You know,
yeah.
people don't have
Yeah, that's right. And
plug in.
it's a great responsibility as well for you as an influencer, right? To
Yeah,
offer the possibility for people to really know things, but not jump into conclusions. Just show things and understand why they do what they do, and try to have, share with people the knowledge that you're getting through your experiences and cutting things and using them and having experienced different materials. But the important part is being responsible of how you express yourself about the thing that you're showing, right?
yeah,
You have a big influence. And I think, again, I'm thankful for having all those accessibility, so these kind of channels available, I'm
yeah.
saying. Listen,
That,
man, this has been great. I want to show you something real quick, or invite you to see something. I
yeah,
went to New Orleans recently, and I went to the World War II museum in New Orleans, and I was the only person in that museum taking pictures of boots. I uploaded those pictures in my Instagram account, so go ahead and
Cool.
take a pic. I think I am the only one who has that collection of World War II pictures of the boots at the time. It was crazy. It was really loaded of people, and I was just taking pictures as like crazy about
Wow.
all the boots. Yeah. And oh, it was amazing. Japanese boots, American boots, Italian boots, everything. It was
Awesome.
such a great, and we are back.
We're back for round 5.
Amazing, amazing. When you're having such a great time, time flies, huh?
It flies by. I couldn't believe it when I saw the timer indicator on the last one. I'm like, it's been 30 minutes already.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. When I facilitate, there is this time management module that I kind of teach, and we
Uh-huh.
always talk about Chronos as Chronos is one of the time gods,
Yeah.
Greek time gods. But then
Okay.
Chronos was like a tyrant, right? He was the man eater, and he was always pictured as an old guy eating babies and stuff. He was a really bad guy.
Yes.
And then there was this other god of time called Kairos
Okay.
that was more of a relaxed and live in the moment God. And both were gods of time, right? The one was more constricting, and the
Mhm.
other one was more about enjoying life. So these kind of conversations takes us to the Kairos
I like that.
way of interpreting time, right? I
I
don't
love
know,
it.
just
Yes,
off talking.
absolutely.
So I was telling you about my experience in New Orleans when I visited the National World War II Museum. Man, let me tell you, yeah, oh,
Yes.
what a treasure.
Yeah.
What a treasure. I mean, that day was one of the most exciting days I have had in my entire life. I am a fan of World War II history. I know you are now into, learning more and showing more about appreciation about the history of boots and also militaria, right?
Yes.
But man, let me tell you, I was telling you that the museum was packed with people, right? So
Yeah.
getting a good angle for the pictures was kind of difficult. And everyone was watching me because all I wanted to do is take pictures of the boots. So you would see, this, I don't know, the Japanese tourists. I was, going down on my knees and taking the pictures, and they were like, "What is this guy doing?" And then they would move and try to see what is it down there.
Yeah.
Nothing, man, just boots. But I think I am the only one that has such a collection of pictures from that museum,
Yeah.
specifically about boots.
Wow. So I wish had this for my material for the tanker boot video. So it, it says Major Carl Corbin wore these tanker boots during the Battle of the Bulge while serving with the 7th Armored
Yep,
Division in the vicinity of St. Vith, Belgium. The boots were a private purchase rather than an issued item.
yep, yep.
Okay. And these are basically identical, it looks like.
Exactly. Yes, yes. Identical.
Yeah.
Identical. And those, so I don't, so those are the origin, the ones that you're holding, those are original, right? From the era.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I believe these are authentic tanker boots.
Yeah.
Very similar to the ones that John Lofgren used for their recreation.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful. You
for
see, there's this other picture here,
yeah,
right? And I couldn't post the story behind it, right? But these are the Army HBT uniform double buckle boots.
okay,
And again, you can see the rough out,
yes,
which was the preferred, exactly, which was the preferred kind of a usage of the leather at the time. And man, when you see this, you're like, oh man, this is so fascinating,
yes.
and what about these ones? I mean, this is, I don't know if I posted this picture. Did I?
No,
So
huh?
you know what that is? I'm going to tell you what that is. Those are underwater demolition boots.
What?
Underwater demolition boots. Are you kidding me right now?
Wow. That is crazy.
What?
That is so cool. Wow.
Amazing. Now
Underwater.
that's a trip, my friend, you have to do.
I
You
do.
need to go to that museum. And I think you were talking about ski boots
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. Hmm.
So here
Yeah.
are some, right? Ski
Yes.
boots from the World War
Yeah.
II. Yeah, and those are ski boots and gaiters as used by members of the 10th Mountain Division. Yeah,
Wow. That is
10th.
so cool. Man.
So, brother, I don't know what to tell you. That experience. So I have this picture that really blown my mind. This picture, right? I didn't post it correctly because I took it in the wrong format. But what
Okay.
it says is that 26,343 boots were used
What?
during the war.
Wow. 20.
20 million.
Wow.
And this is interesting too. This right here.
Uh-huh.
So it says 500,000, 540,000 boots, land lease boots,
Huh.
land lease.
Interesting.
No,
Wow.
no,
End lease. Okay. Wow. What were those used for? Do you know? Just general all purpose?
yeah, all purpose. So you have uniform, you have administrative personnel, you have collaborators, you have so there are many, right?
Yeah.
But the museum, man, the museum was magical. I mean, they have the exhibition, they have over 250,000 artifacts
Wow.
shown there. It's just crazy. The procurement of everything from civilian, Coast Guard, U.S. Army, U.S. Air Forces, Navy, merchants,
Yeah.
Marines. I mean, everything. I mean, six buildings,
Yeah. That's
six
unreal.
buildings.
That is unreal. And you know what else is really crazy is delving into this world of historical boots. I realized you could just get online and buy some of this stuff. Just buy it. Like,
Surprise, right? Surprising. That is
yeah. In fact, in between our breaks, I got a text. I signed up to IMA military, and they're constantly sending me updates of like war relics that you could just buy, you know.
wow.
Yeah, international or IMA, international military. I don't know what it stands for, but obviously the guns are going to be the top price thing, that they sell, the thing of high interest. And but yeah, just you get on there every day. There's stuff like that that should be in a museum. They should be in museums, but there's almost too much to put into a museum, and so they're just available for everyday people to buy. World War II fascist Pugio fighting knife with steel scabbard,
Incredible.
$400. And yeah, I mean the knives they sell, the guns they sell very well. I just happen to be into boots, and so these I think ran me like 250 or 300 for some tanker boots.
Have you used them? Are those in your size?
No, these are a little big. These are probably a 9.5. They sold them as they said it was a size 9, but I believe these are a 9.5. And yeah, they're just too big for me. Whereas this pair of tanker cavalry boots uh, are my size, but they look a little small. So I don't know if I'm gonna try them on. I'm afraid to damage them, so I'm not.
I feel you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just want to preserve them as is. These buckles are new. They were
Yeah,
installed.
you can tell. You can tell, yeah. But
Yeah,
they did a great job, yeah.
yeah, they did absolutely. But
I mean,
I,
those are what, 80 years old boots? I mean,
yeah, probably, yeah, definitely. I mean, built on the original Munson last, you could see that.
oh wow, that last man, wow.
It's so cool to see. And then, yeah, 8.5E. And even though they are 8.5E, they look small. For some reason, they look small to me. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wear them. I think because I've heard stories of guys they get this stuff and they wear them and they start falling apart. It's like the
Not
leather
worth it.
too
No,
old.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah. So one day these what might wind up in a museum. So I want to preserve them as best I can.
So those are, yeah, exactly. Those are the kind of things that you see at the museum. Like it
Yeah.
was amazing. And the thing is that those boots at the museum, they were used. All of them
Right.
belonged. So some of the apparel and of everything that the soldier carried, some of those were shown with a narrative, like with a story about the wearer, the owner. It was amazing to read that and go through a little bit of, traveling time
Yeah.
to that moment where that guy was using that, I
Yeah.
don't know, walking through the beaches of Normandy, or there was this helmet with I think I have a picture of that, this helmet with a bullet
Oh,
entering and exiting the whole thing, and the guy survived, and the story is there, and it's just wow, man, it's just amazing.
he
I don't know.
lived?
I think, yeah, he did. Joseph K. Barreau. So this
Wow.
is a video, right? And then you can see the bullet entering there and it's exiting over there. I mean,
Wow.
just and they have this stuff. They have this stuff
That is un.
preserved and procured, and well, it was
Yeah.
just such a great experience.
Right. Definitely. Well, see, I can give you a little bit of a, let's see. I recently procured a, hold on real fast. Gotta move some stuff around. Sorry. Well, all right, I got it here. Sorry about that. So I was just at an antique shop and they had a World War I knife and
Wow.
it was $300 and I'm like, oh, this is just too cool. It's got the original sheath and leather tip there.
Wow. Is that leather, all leather, or wow.
Yeah.
Oof,
I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
absolutely worth it. Oh man.
Yeah,
Wow.
the sheath is
Because like wow.
yeah, it's metal or tin or something, and then canvassing here, and then leather here, and just it's got a belt latch as well.
Do you know which army or country it belonged to?
Yeah, I think it's U.S. Army, pretty sure U.S. Army knife.
Wow.
Yeah, and I walked in there with zero intention of buying anything, but when I saw this, I'm like, screw it, like I'll take it.
Man, can you believe people fought with those things? Oh,
Yeah, I know. It's weird to think about. Oh, this is cool. So the canvas,
wow.
and then I don't know what this would be.
Really good coat, man. Amazing.
Yeah, it's got like a stitch all up there. Huh, that's
I
interesting.
think that you should start, your own museum over there.
Yeah, definitely. I could. I've got stuff here. I've got German officer cavalry bag. I plan to review all this stuff. But yeah, this really captivated me. I think this is World War I as well, and it's a hair on hide German cavalry bag, and
Wow.
yeah,
It's in
just
great condition.
yeah, great condition. And what's interesting is like kind of a backpack in a way, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
D-ring and then two straps that I guess you could use it as a backpack, but I don't know how they would have necessarily affixed it or carried it, but yeah, it's kind of hard to put on, but
And those things were made to last forever.
absolutely. I mean, leather, I could still see the follicle marks in the leather, and I could definitely tell it was veg tanned. So, I mean, but just wild, man. I mean, and then well, I got the German Tornister backpacks as well. These things are just some of the coolest backpacks I've ever seen.
Wow.
I mean, hair on hide. Like,
Unreal.
yeah, I mean,
So much detailing, huh?
yeah, exactly. And it opens up in a cool way too.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
yeah, it opens up and
You
then
should have your own version of that.
you know what? I was thinking about doing the video and then trying to do a recreation of it myself. So, yeah. I mean,
It's a good size too, right?
yeah, it is. It is definitely. And the way that it closes is cool too. Like you have these oblong punches here all down this, and then there's like a metallic thing that you slide that through
And then the little
and then you stick that through. Yeah.
wow.
So it's
Such a clever system, huh?
yeah, very clever. Yeah, let me see if I could get that through. It's kind of difficult, but
But effective.
yeah, it works. But yeah, the idea is that that would then slide down through. And when these came, they were closed. But yeah, I'm having a hard time. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want.
get the idea, man. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
It's such a clever design. I mean, you don't see this kind of things anymore.
I know.
Not so often.
Yeah, in the back here it says Uto Kobertson Landsberg. I don't know what that.
Man, you should do your iteration of that for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I plan to. And all these cool loops for like carrying gear on them too. Like fascinating. Absolutely.
fascinating.
Yeah. Oh man.
We should have another talk just about bags.
Yeah, we should definitely. Next talk with Eli is going to be a bag specific talk.
A real bag.
It'll be a great time. I guarantee it. Oh man. Well, what an incredible talk, and what a way to end it too on the history note. So I'm glad to hear that you're also a history buff.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
we could definitely get into some of that next time.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
for sure. But man, this has been epic. We did not plan for this to go for 5 segments. We planned for two, maybe three, and here we are. A little overtime. That's okay.
Little overtime. The best way to start celebrating my birthday, man. Thank you so much for the invitation and the space. I
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
likewise, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time to come onto my channel today. I'm very excited about this talk. It was just epic in so many ways. And so, yeah, can't thank you enough. This has been great. And let's do it again here soon.
Hey, bienvenido cuando quieras venir a Panamá.
Yo quiero visitar. Un día yo voy a visitar Panamá. Yo quiero mucho ir para allá.
There you go. There you go. Now you have to add subtitles to that one. So,
Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right, man. Well, thanks so much again. You have a happy birthday, and we
thank
will
you, man.
catch you on the next one.
Ah, there you go. That's a great ending. I
Fantastic.
totally planned that.
Yes.
Cheers, brother.
All right, brother. You have a good day. Thanks so much again. All righty. Bye bye.